Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the podcast of Boba Fett, the podcast that goes over the book of Boba Fett. And boy, hold on one second. Sorry, guys. And boy, was this a lackluster one. This was a lackluster one. Boy, oh boy, was this. This was like. God, this was like a wet fart. Okay. This episode, Krebsy, was a 6 out of 10, and Duke, the entire time, I was laughing for a lot of the stuff. I was laughing for a lot of the stuff, and you were right. You were right about Cad. You were right about Bane, man. And I'm very disappointed about this episode. I was very disappointed. The post-credit scene was -5. Yeah, no, it's not even on a chart for me, Krebsy. It's not even on a chart for me. So those of you that are new in this channel, if you're watching this after the fact or watching it live, this is a podcast that goes over the Star Wars Book of Boba Fett on the Disney Plus series. We go over it, and this is a spoiler alert. If you have. If you haven't seen anything or watched the show, well, I don't know if I should be excited for you or sad for you or a little bit of both. Maybe jealous. Maybe I'm jealous. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert. We will be going over content. And man, this episode, as the first 4 episodes, I don't want to say the first 4 episodes were terrible, because there was bits and pieces from there that you could pull from the Book of Boba Fett that I liked. Didn't live up to what I thought it was in my own vision that it should have been, but it was there. Okay. Then episode 5 and 6 blew us away. Gave us what we've all been waiting for as far as Star Wars, but now looking back on those episodes after watching this episode, man, I have to readjust what's going to happen in the Star Wars universe. Now, don't get me wrong. I do like that there's Star Wars shows, and I get to watch Star Wars shows and do talks like this and have conversations with people that are also Star Wars fans. But you got to call it when you see it. And when it's a bad episode or a bad show, you got to call it, because when it's good, it's good. When it's bad, it's bad. And, there's bits and pieces that we can pull out. So we're going to go over this episode, and let's get started, okay? Let's get started, shall we? So it starts off. Let me bring up chat here. It starts off being in the city. And when they're in the city, they're in the cantina that blew up. And Boba Fett this entire time is Beta Fett. Not Boba Fett. It's Beta Fett. This entire time they're inside the building. Fennec Shan and him and Mando are in the building. They're talking. They're looking around. They're looking for. Fennec wants to keep the spice running. It's a lot of credits, and he says we're not doing that. A lot of people are in danger. So they are in different things there. Now, I do have a thing later on. There are differences there between Fennec and Fett. Now, I believe that Fennec, at the end of the series here, she killed the Spice Runners and whatnot, but I still believe that she's going to run the Spice. She's going to run the Spice. She's going to be running the show behind Boba Fett. Boba Fett's going to think he's running the actual show, but Fennec, and again, this is my fan theory, speculation, I think she's going to be running the show behind his back, even though he's the front man for what they're doing. Okay? It just seems that way to me. Okay? So Fett says, we're doomed. We have nobody. And he says, we have nobody. And he goes, we have the people from Freetown. Right? I hate these mod characters in this series. Right? Like, the pen and paper looking at the mod people seems good, but the people they casted, they stick out like a goddamn like sore thumb. Okay. During this first scene, Boba Fett is not even a goddamn leader in this point. Okay. She's gonna be the Spice Girl. That's right, Milky. Badoomch. That's a good one. 1 point for Milky. Okay. He's not even. He's taking ideas from other people. Now you could say, well, as a leader, you listen to other ideas. He's a goddamn bounty hunter. He before he goes into a situation, he already has an out and an in. What happens if it goes wrong? Like, there's 1,000 things he could have done during this battle. I don't know. How about getting your ship? Use your ship. I don't know. Just a thought, right? No? Okay, cool. So, Goth Girl, which is the mod girl, which is AKA girl that doesn't fit inside this universe girl. She says, if you want to abandon Mos Espa, then, hide in your fortress, go ahead. Right? His idea was, let's go to the fortress and fight them. Better guarded. They're like, no, we're going to hide out in this blown up building right here. Okay. And he's like, okay, I agree. We'll stay, is what he says. Okay. Then it cuts to Cad Bane walking into the mayor's office or the Pike Syndicate's office. Okay, and they're all having a conversation. The mayor's there, Cad Bane's there, the Pikes are there, the Pike Syndicate, whatever, is there. And the mayor's like, look, I still have calls. I still want to make things. The Freedom Fighters, whatever, he says they no longer exist. Cobb Vanth is done, even though he shot him in the shoulder. And we'll find out later that he's still alive. Imagine that. Okay. The Pike Syndicate says, we killed the Raiders. And then for some reason, a couple of reasons that I don't understand how Bane knows these things is, one, last episode, how did he know that Cobb Vanth had Boba Fett's armor? Okay. Another thing is, why would he say, does Fett know that you killed the Tusken Raiders, right? And then later on, tell Fett that he's it, what, to push him on, like use it as yeah, the Pike killed him. Like, it's just weird dialogue to bring up or whatnot. Okay. So the Pike Syndicate says to Cad, we'll fight them there, and they agree they're inside the cantina. So obviously they sent they have refuge in the sanctuary thing. And Cad says, I think I have an idea to draw out Boba Fett. What that idea is, I really don't know. What, walking up to him and saying that there's someone here to see you and they killed the Sand People? I mean, it's just kind of weird. Then the next scene, which makes no fucking sense whatsoever. This was such a cop-out. Now, we called it by saying that Grogu would pick the armor over the saber. Okay. But what we did say was that Luke would take him back to Mos Espa to go find Mando. But instead we get, right, we see BD-1. Right, what's going on, Gritter? We see the X-Wing come down. Now this is like, oh, we're about to see Luke again come and hang down, and then all of a sudden the X-Wing lands down. She gets mad, and then all of a sudden it opens up, and it's R2's driving the actual X-Wing, and Grogu's in the cockpit seat by himself. No Luke. And I was just like, that right there is when I knew where this was going. I was like, oh boy. I was like, okay. I was like, there is no Luke. Luke is done. He cost too much to put on the screen. We'll see him again down the road. Maybe Mando season 4. Maybe Ahsoka. Maybe in his own show. Whatever. Okay. So Grogu comes out. And she talks to him like a kid. And here's the thing I have to... It irks me, man. It irks me that this 50-year-old is like an infant. He's an infant. The way he walks, the way he talks, he doesn't act like he's going to be a Jedi. He acts like he's going to about to shit his pants. Okay? Like Grogu is a baby. He's a baby. Yes, I understand he's 50, but the fucking thing doesn't talk, doesn't do anything. He just shits his pants, holds up his hand, and does some things, right? But that's about it. Okay. She treats him like a baby. And at this point, I'm like, fantastic. Okay. Cuts back to the town. Fennec asks for the patrol of these mods. Like, where are you at? We're at the city. Chrysanthemum's over here. He's at the port, right? So you got 2 green guys, you got 2 idiots, and you got 1 Wookiee, all standing guard other places. And then there's these scenes, little scenes of these goddamn Vespas driving around like they're patrolling. Like, they stick out like a goddamn sore thumb. They know who's there. They can see them. They're like, hey, look, there's those idiots driving bright blue and red and yellow and green all around town. I wonder who they work for. Idiots. Okay. Right? Fennec says there's no one sneaking up on us, and then all of a sudden, there's someone here to see you. Boba Fett goes outside. And, of course, we have Cad Bane here. This is one of the cooler moments in the show. There are good moments in the show. The showdown between Cad Bane, or as we thought was going to be, showdown between Cad Bane and Boba Fett. Now, those of you that don't know, there was supposed to be a showdown in the Clone Wars, and there was it was a cut sequence that Cad Bane and Boba Fett fought, okay? And that's how he gets the dent in his helmet. They both shoot each other at the exact same time and whatnot, and that's how he gets the dent in his helmet. But it never happened. So this is Filoni and Jon Favreau making this happen during here, right? The showdown again. Now, what I don't like about this is the way it was shot. Okay, now obviously it's shot like the like shootout like it was last week with Cobb Vanth and them. But going back and forth, there's really nothing moving here. Okay, they're talking, but nothing really means anything, right? Boba Fett says we'll only negotiate with the head of the Pike Syndicate. He says that you mean the people that killed your sand people, and then all of a sudden, Boba Fett has a flashback of and then now Cat is using that to get him mad at him, but he's not part of it. He didn't kill him. So it's like this line to make him mad at the Pike Syndicate, but now he's saying it. Like, it would have been interesting if Cad himself killed the people, but I knew he didn't. Okay? I knew he didn't. I know there was a theory out there that he did. I knew it was the Pikes, right? The Pikes did it themselves. Okay? Just very weird. He's like, let's do this right here, right now. And then all of a sudden, here comes Fennec, little bird. Not now. Let's not do it now. Let's not do it. This is not right. Don't start the fight. Let them start the fight. This is the place I want to be. It's like this stupid conversation. Like, first of all, are they on comms with each other? Can Cad Bane not hear them? Because having this argument or this talk in front of him pretty much shows that Boba's not running the fucking show, right? It shows that he's a loose cannon maybe, but not really, because he's got a rope around his neck and they're reeling him in, right? They got him back because he's actually not the actual leader, right? Fennec is. So now the mayor's assistant comes out. They start having a conversation, and Cad walks off, and then all of a sudden, here's a radio call. A radio call comes in. It's an ambush. The other 3 syndicates, they double-crossed us. No shit. This is why you should have made the dinner scene where Boba should have stood up and flamed the dog at the end of the table, but instead he was a bitch. He didn't represent his run with a fist, you know what I mean? Instead, he wants to be Mr. Rogers running a syndicate, right, as a daimyo. So they all start fighting and killing, right? We get Chris Stanton, he gets pushed up against the thing. We get the guards getting pushed up, and we get, so they're fighting. The dogs are fighting the green guys. They're pushing them back literally off the edge of a cliff. Okay, they just push them back. Dogs versus pigs, right? It was like an NCAA football game. It was dogs versus pigs. Okay, and they fall to their death. Curtis Stanton gets tackled. Okay, and you think that he's dead, but of course not. He's not. Why would he be dead? Right? He gets tackled, gets taken down, and then the mods guys, the hippies. No, I'm sorry, not the hippies. What's the word I'm looking for? The hipsters. The hipsters, they start getting attacked, right? And they're pinned. They're pinned down. Oh no, what should we do? They're hiding behind a little garbage can. And then we have little Miss Princess here, who's just a goth girl who I have no attachment to whatsoever. Okay, literally hate this character 100% throughout the time that she's established herself in here. Okay, like look at this shot right here. Okay, let me see if I have this shot. Let me see. Is this the shot? Yeah. Look at this shot right here. Okay, look at their looks on their faces. Look how sad and pathetic this is. There's a person with a sniper. Like as we're talking here, okay, Fennec Shan is on the radio going, "Don't move. Stay where you are. Stay where you are." No, don't even insult Ray like that. Don't even insult Ray like that, Gritter. At least Ray was a much better written character than this. Not saying that Ray was a good character. I'm just saying Ray was a better character written than this. Okay. So we get it was just bad. It's just a bad thing here. Okay. So Fennec starts sniping all these people everywhere. Okay. And then this is the greatest part, right? They didn't see Fennec show up. Fennec was riding a bike. She killed all the things. She jumps down 2 feet in front of the people that were hiding behind the garbage can. And then she jumps on her bike that's right there. I'm like, how did she park it there? No? Okay, cool. Okay. And from a film standpoint, I have to say, I liked Robert Rodriguez when he did his own stuff. I don't ever want Robert Rodriguez directing again in Star Wars. I don't. He's terrible. He might be a fan of Star Wars, but holy shit, not a very good director. My least favorite episodes of this series are with Robert Rodriguez as the director. Okay? All right? They're bad. Okay. So now we have the Pike Syndicate coming up. We see like 5 guys, 6 guys. They all walk up. And then we have the mayor's assistant say, "Let me be your liaison. Let me talk for you." And Boba's like, "All right, well, give me this. Let me get your notepad." Right? He writes down something. Okay. Before this, Boba Fett and Mando are talking back and forth like, we're going to go out there and we're going to kill. This is it. This is the way. He's like, "You believe in that shit?" He's like, "Yeah, I do." He's like, "All right, let's go." Right? And they're going to go out and go for the death. And I'm like, "Oh, okay, this is how it's going to end." Cool. Okay. Then the guy steps in and says, hold up. Let me talk for you. Let me be your liaison. So it's coming from me. Okay. So he says, fine. He gives him a thing. He goes out there, goes out to talk to the Pikes, and he says, "I'm going to talk to you, and this is from Boba Fett." Okay. He says, "Great. Read it." And he says, "We're not going to negotiate." And then he stops and says, "You will leave the planet." The Pike says, "I'm going to shoot you now," basically. And as he does this is probably the second moment that I thought was cool in the show, which was Boba Fett and the Mandalorian escaping from the outer edges of the building, which is, if you think about it, if they could exit that way, then why would you be in the building? If they came out from the back door, side door, or whatever, why didn't they just leave and attack them from another side while they thought they were inside the building. Because the entire time they would have thought they were inside the building, and that would have been the thing. Nope. Instead, they come out, but this was cool, being the Mandos that they are, flying on their jetpack, and apparently Boba Fett remembered he had a jetpack, because in episode 1, when he got attacked by the SHIELD guys, he didn't fly up in the air. When he was doing anything else, he had his jetpack, but he didn't use it because reasons. It was a stupid idea, Duke. Staying in the city was the dumbest idea. But he listened to everybody else because this is my home. We have to fight these people here. No, if it's your home, then you want to fight them outside so they're not blowing up buildings. Just a thought. Okay. So then we have Mando and Boba fighting and shooting, and this is cool. They're killing a whole bunch of guys left and right and left, up and down, center and left. Right? They're shooting all these guys. Then they start getting bombarded by bullet shells, and they're just sitting in the middle of the road, and they're getting shot left and right. And all these shots are like definitely not stormtroopers shooting at them, because the stormtroopers would have at least hit their arm or something by accident. These guys had marksman pinpoint accuracy to just the body armor, nothing else. No flesh areas, just the body, just the helmets. Okay, so they're all fighting. And there was this one moment which I started laughing. They kill this one guy off a building, and as he's falling, they're both still shooting him as he falls. And I'm like, is that necessary? So, as they do this, all of a sudden, guys start dropping left and right, and the big ship comes around the corner, and it's from Freedom Town. When I tell you this was so, and I'm going to use the R word, retarded, that they all came in one vehicle. Everybody in the town drove up in one vehicle. Okay? Pulled around and parked it in front of the building where everyone is shooting. I'm going to stay quiet there for a second just to think about it. Everybody that's the reinforcements is in one vehicle, and they drove it in front of where everyone was firing. They didn't let anyone else out to flank them or attack them from behind. Nothing. They literally drove everybody in one vehicle and parked it right into the front of the thing. Okay? And then, of course, the bartender's shooting and killing things and whatnot. Everyone's hiding behind the vehicle. This was such a poor film. It almost looked like we have a day to film this, everyone. Extras, listen up. Listen up. We're going to get in the vehicle. The vehicle's going to drive up here. We're going to let you bail out of the vehicle. It's going to get blown up in the tower. And then everyone's going to hide behind this one vehicle like a bunch of idiots. Like you've never fought a battle in your entire life. Even a kid knows that you don't hide behind the main thing that everyone's firing at. Just my thoughts. Okay. So now they're firing. Now they're shooting. You can tell this girl's never held a weapon in her entire life. Let's be honest. Like, look at her. She's never held a weapon. This extra has never held a gun in her entire life. Never. Look at her. Never held a gun. All right. So Boba Fett, where's Cobb? They killed him in cold blood. They shot him in the shoulder. That's where they shot him. What do you mean they killed him in cold blood? They shot him in the shoulder. Hold on one second. I gotta change my microphone here for a second because as I'm talking, I'm noticing that for some reason. All right. See how that works out better. All right, so Mando, and then all of a sudden they showed this shot. And when they showed this shot, I started laughing my ass off. Out loud. I started laughing. they show the shot of the Vespas. Like Mando looks to his left, and this is his POV shot of seeing the Vespas coming down the street. And I would have loved the line of, what the fuck? Like, Dan Frack, whatever he says. Okay? Like, oh, this is our reinforcements? Four hipsters on a goddamn Vespa against a whole Pike army down the middle of the street. Plus, there's no Pikes down the middle of the other side of the street. Why? Because they're idiots as well. Okay? Because they're idiots as well. So the Vespas come to a rescue. Okay, everyone's hiding behind one freaking thing, and they're all fighting and shooting. And then we have this moment where the guy pulls out his gun and does like a little trick, and then shoots the guy up on top. We have everyone hiding behind the thing, and where do the Vespa people go? Where do the Power Ranger Vespa people go? They literally run behind the same vehicle that everyone's being attacked behind. Like, oh God. No wonder the rebel force is lost. Like, what are we doing? And then we get Chris Stanton. Black Chris Stanton comes walking around the corner, getting shot, getting hit in the leg, getting hit in the arm, getting zapped. I think they had their phasers to stun, right? Here's the problem with this Star Wars. Here's the problem with Disney Star Wars. There's no emotion. There's nothing to hold on to for a split second, for 30 seconds, let alone an episode, let alone a minute, let alone a whole season of something, okay? And what I mean by this is that he got tackled, okay? He got tackled, and yet we would assume that he's dead. He got the Trandoshan's like jumped on top of him, and they probably killed him. Nope, he comes back and he fights. And what does he do? Instead of fighting and staying out in the middle of the road and shooting other people, he shoots a couple people and then starts walking towards the people that are hiding behind the vehicle. And he's getting shot from all these other things. And I'm like, all right, well then now he's dying. No, he doesn't die there either. Okay. Like, yeah, they were chopping him with like, they had a freaking like sickle and like an axe and a sword. And they were like jumping on top of him, and it's like, they don't let anything breathe. Grogu left, and we got Grogu back in the Mando before Mando even started up again. So everything that happened at the end of season 2, the emotional scene of him giving him to Luke, and Luke going bye-bye with Grogu, and then getting him back in this episode, we get nothing. You lose all emotion. There's no reason for anything. They don't let a beat hit. They just get rid of it right away. Okay? Like, I don't even think Cad Bane is dead. I don't think he's dead. Okay? So Chris Stanton's hitting a bunch of things. He's getting shot left and right. Boba Fett tries to save him, picks him up, walks him back. Okay? Again, look at this scene. Look how dumb this scene is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 things. 10 people behind this thing. And can I tell you the continuity? Remember, the Top Gun exploded. There's no smoke. There's no fire coming from the top of this thing. It's just perfect. It's just perfect. This is filmed. Okay, this is filmed like it's on a soundstage, which it is. Not outside. It's filmed like it's a student film. It's filmed like it's a low budget production. Okay. Now I can tell, like right here, you can see like this is built inside a studio, but this section right from this point from behind this building right here, this part right here, you can see the line. Okay. This line right here, that's all the video screen from behind, like right up here. Okay. This is foreground, this is all background and whatnot. Okay. Okay, so they run behind. Now they're just standing there and they're like, we got problems. And then these, I don't know what type of droids these are. Like Annihilator droids. They look like the droidicas from the Clone War era, but they're different. I don't know. I've never seen these before. They're probably from some like comic rendition of something. I've never seen them before. But holy Christ, do they walk fucking slow. Like Grogu could outrun these things. Okay. Grogu's on a higher level than these things. He can outrun these things waddling through the streets. So they start firing, even though there's shields. Now, all these people know what shields are. Everyone knows what a shield is. Okay? And yet, the one time that Boba Fett uses his rockets is to launch it at a shield. Yeah. Yeah. That's a thing. So anyway, these Terminator droids just keep walking at them, and everyone's like, get out of here. And they blow up the vehicle. Okay. Right, let's fire my rockets at a shield and hope it works. It's fucking dumb. So nothing works, obviously. It didn't work. They blow up the vehicle. Everyone dies. Mando's blowtorching one. Boba Fett's shooting at another. They're having this big battle. And can I just say this battle goes on for way too long. Way too long. So now Mando pulls out the black saber, dark saber, starts to smack it, doesn't go through, which I want to call a little bullshit there. I want to call a little bullshit because I think the lightsaber would go through and I think the dark saber would go through. But he does say a line. He does say a line. Okay, he says that these weapons don't go through. They're not doing anything. And I'm like, all right, I'll take it. I'll allow it. Okay. So as they fire, as they're fighting, all of a sudden, Boba Fett, everyone starts running down the street first off. So then the thing starts to walk after them. Now, why you would run down there's a big giant robot behind you. Okay. There's a big giant robot behind you. Why you would run down the street in a straight line, mind-boggling to me. Mind-boggling. Especially with the slow walking thing. But that's just me. So they run down. All the extras run down the thing. Okay, extras, run. And they're running down the street. Blacker Stanton hides behind a thing, and then he sees that he can maybe get through the shield, and then the robot just fucking kicks him, and then, of course, the hipsters come and help him. And then the greatest maneuver ever happens. The greatest maneuver ever happens, where the hipsters, let me time this, because this right here, I'm gonna show it. We might lose our stream for playing this, but okay. This maneuver right here. Hold on. Right here. They come around the corner. And he does this maneuver. Watch this. Woo! Yeah! Look at that maneuver, baby. That was amazing. That maneuver, that little spin move, saved that dude's life. Just to put it into perspective, the way it was cut and the way it was edited, it was terrible. First of all, you can literally see right where it hits. And you know where he was standing was over here. So someone to say he spun to dodge the laser? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Okay. It was bad. Okay. So they're still fighting the robots. They're fighting through the town, and then all of a sudden, the pit crew lady comes. I forget her name. I know her real name is Amy. Okay, she comes in. I was like, "What the? Stop overacting the action." Yeah. So everyone's running again, running in a straight line to get away from something that's in the middle of the road, shooting lasers that go down the street. But anyway, and then they all run to behind a small wall. Everybody. So instead of everyone hiding behind one car, now everyone's hiding behind a small wall. Okay. So now they're pinned down, and now they swap a pistol for a sniper rifle. We cut back to Mando. He sees that Grogu's in the carriage, and they're having this bonding moment that happens. And then he sees that he has the armor, which I thought was a bad move because he should have got shot, and then notices that Grogu's okay because he has the armor on. Missed opportunity. Okay, missed opportunity. So they start fighting again. Carriage down the middle of the street. It's going much faster than the robot walking slowly down the street, but yet for some reason it's right behind him, real close. So they start fighting, and then all of a sudden we hear, oh, I forgot to tell you, Boba Fett flies off and says, I'll be back, hold him off. And I was like, oh, he's gonna get his slave one. He's gonna get his vehicle. That would make sense, right? Nope. He brings the most unpractical thing in the world, which is the Rancor, which, hey, it had to pay off, right? I mean, I'm okay with the Rancor being there, but I was just like, why didn't you grab your ship? Why didn't you grab your ship? Right? And so the Rancor comes in and then starts fighting, and then the Rancor gets shot and stabbed and all this other stuff. And they start fighting. He finally figures out that he can break through the shields, and he does. And technically, Boba doesn't even need to be on the Rancor as he's fighting, but he is on there. He's showing people, I am the man. Respect me. I'm riding a Rancor in the middle of a battle, destroying your buildings. I'm the person saving your town. Okay, so they have all this fight back and forth, and then Grogu saves Mando because Mando's about to get his ass kicked, and then he pulls a bolt out of the leg using the force power, right? And then he has a fight there, and the Rancor takes the rest of it out. Then they start fighting more, then they start shooting more, and then they start doing stupid things more, and they're all behind a wall, and the sniper ladies decide that they want to go up on top of the rooftop and kill someone from a distance. And which I thought was even better is that the giant robot was facing, let's say, left. 6 guys are around. She's like, I'll cover you. And she takes a pot shot at the robot instead of taking the first shot at the guys on the ground. They could have killed most of the guys on the ground, especially if you shoot the guys in the back, because they're all looking left and they're stacked behind each other, and the robot's shooting left. And then they could have taken out the guys in the back real fast and then worked their way forward. And by the time the robot would have decided, the guys all would have been dead. But no, they shoot the robot first. That's what happens when you hire people that don't know and how to shoot a gun. Okay? So a big Godzilla King Kong battle going on in the middle of the town. You know she means business when she looks like this. Look at that face. You know she means business. Okay. All right. You know she means business. I'm gonna wait to get to the shot here just to show you what I'm talking about here about taking the pot shot. I think might have already passed it. Yeah, I think we did. Hold on. Can I rewind this a bit here? Yeah, perfect. Perfect. Here you go. Like, look at the shot she takes. Now, there's 4 over here, 3 over here. Robots facing that way. They didn't even know they were on the roof. She didn't know they were on the roof. They didn't know they were on the roof until Dummy shoots at the robot. Why? You could have taken pot, take out the 4 in the back. Then the guys up front would have not known because they can't hear the other guys behind them. Okay, could have taken them out, completely gone, and move up. But hey, I know I'm nitpicking. Everyone's hiding behind a wall. The robots. Everyone is battling, and then after the fight, the Rancor beats the robots. But then Boba Fett falls off, so the Rancor goes rogue. And then climbs a tower. Okay. Climbs a tower. And starts to be like this King Kong moment. Okay. While this is happening, Cad Bane comes out in the middle of the street, rolling up. Does the blowtorch on the Rancor. Sorry. Rancor gets knocked off and he runs away. Okay, and now there's a little battle going on here between Cad Bane and Boba Fett again. At this point, this was lackluster as well. I thought it was cool that they were fighting each other. He takes the shot. Bane takes him out much faster, knocks him down, gets on top of him. He's about to end Boba Fett. Now, this is another weird angle here. Because one, Cad is standing on his right hand. He's got his helmet off, and he's about to shoot him in the face. Okay, standing on his right arm still, so he can't move. He's down on the ground, got the gun raised to his, and then all of a sudden, I have to look at this again. He closes his eyes to pretend. Now, the way he moves, takes his gaffy stick and gets up on top. I don't know if that would have happened, but whatever. So he starts fighting with the gaffy stick and then stabs him and kills Cad Bane. Now, Duke did say Cad Bane's going to die, and I was like ashamed. I was like, oh man, I hope they don't do that, but they did. But you know what? He's not dead. You know why? No one fucking dies in this. No one dies. There's a beeping that happens afterwards. Now, I don't know what that beeping is. I don't know if he's got some technology inside him that closes up the wound and saves him, or what. I'm not sure. But I guarantee you Cad Bane's not dead. Okay? Cad Bane's not dead. Okay? He's dead, but he's not dead. He's dead right now, but he's not dead. Okay? There's some beeping that goes on. I don't know if it's like a homing beacon for his robot to come and get him. His ship to come get him, because he has this like technology. Boba Fett has this technology to call his ship to come. Why he didn't get the Rancor and get the ship, beyond me. Okay. So then he kills him. Okay. And then the Rancor's on his own. Mando starts to fight him. Mando's about to get eaten and whatnot. Right? So it's like this King Kong moment happening. It's like this joking moment. His head gets hit, eaten by the head, but the Beskar protects him. Then he gets tossed. And then Grogu starts strolling in there, waddling in there, and then puts the beast to sleep. Okay? And then that's it. That's basically the end of the show. Right, we have this other scene here where they're all huddled around the Rancor. They're all huddled around. They're all celebrating. Everyone. Now the scene happens where Fennec Shan, who's not in the battle at all, not the battle at all, she saved the hipsters, and then gets inside this building and kills all the heads of all 3 factions and the Syndicate and the mayor. Murders everybody. And this is why I think Fennec Shan is going to be in charge of the spice. Okay? It was her idea to keep the spice running. Boba Fett didn't want it. She says a lot of credits come in. She's going to do this behind his back. Okay? Behind his back, she's going to run it. I wouldn't be surprised if she employs the mayor's assistant to run the operations behind the scenes. But she murders everybody and then walks out. Then it fasts forward to the spaceport, and Boba and Fennec are walking down the street. Everyone's bowing to him. Thank you very much for saving us. They give him a piece of fruit. And they're having this back and forth conversation of, you know, it's better than being shot at, right? It's better than people bowing to you than people getting shot at. It seems like she's hiding something behind him. He seems very, you know, nonchalant. Takes the mango or the fruit, throws it to Chrysanthemum, and they say this was dumb as well. The hipster says, "Why does he get a mango? We don't." Chrysanthemum, you gonna share? Blah, 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 ha, 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 ha. And I'm like, oh my god. And if you noticed in the shot when they did that, there's that goddamn little creature that was being choked by Boba Fett in episode 2, episode 1, episode 2, whatever it was. Okay, so this is the next gang that's gonna run Tatooine. Mr. Softy, the girl who's running the actual show, Black Chrysanthemum, who doesn't really give a shit. He's like a pet now. Chrysanthemum, want a belly rub? And then you got the fucking mods. Okay. Then we get a couple shots here, right? We get a couple of shots. We get Mando in space flying the N1 fighter, and then we have Grogu smashing the metal ball up on the glass. Okay. On the glass over and over. He's like, no. And I knew what he was doing. He wanted to go fast or whatever. And that's exactly what he did, right? He went fast, and now they're around the galaxy. That's where they're going, right? And then the credits roll, and then we get the greatest cutscene ever in the history of end credit scenes or mid credit scenes. I mean, this is so good. Okay. We get the back to tank. First thing I thought of, I was like, all right, back to tank. Boba put Cad Bane in there. Right? That's the first thing I thought of. I was like, he's saving Cad. Right? Nope. Cobb Vanth is inside the goddamn back to tank because he got shot in the shoulder. And then you see the mod guy who's going to do operation is gonna save him. What's he gonna do? Put a modular like in this little spot right here that he got shot in the shoulder? Like, they could have done anything. Anything. There could have been a shot of Luke Skywalker meditating on the planet where he's starting his school. Could have been him in the distance, and then it's a wide shot on the mountain, him doing that, and then all of a sudden you see in the distance a ship. You hear a ship. You don't know what ship it is, but you know what ship it is. Okay? You hear a ship landing in the background. Okay? And then all of a sudden, Luke turns, and then you see it's a wide shot, a gate comes down, and two people step into frame. Okay? And all you have to hear is, "Hey, kid." That's it. You didn't have to show Han Solo. You didn't have to show the kid, right? You could have just shown ankles, bodies, shoulders, something. That would have been the end credit scene. I would have been like, fucking A. Nope. Cobb Vanth in the back to tank. Right? Could have showed Cad Bane in the back to tank. I would have been like, there you go. Boba Fett respects him because of whatever. Nope. Cobb Vanth is inside the back to tank. Right? Could have done anything. My problems with this is that Luke didn't bring Grogu back, which means Luke didn't give two shits about Grogu. He literally put him on autopilot or had R2 send him off. What is Luke doing at that moment that he can't bring back his first student back to the person that he took him from? I thought it was dumb that Grogu made the choice of going back there by himself, and obviously with Mando, because Grogu never basically left. He's back before the next season of Mando. Think about that. We lost him at the end of Mando 2, and he's back before Mando 3. Okay? Going forward, I feel like I'm going to review these shows. Okay? But we all know where they lead to. We all know that these shows lead to the new sequel trilogy, which is terrible. Okay? There's 30 years of information in between episode 7 and episode 6, or 6 and 7. Okay, 30 years. Okay. Isn't Mando going to Mandalore? Who knows? Maybe. I guess so, yeah, because he's doing the he's got to find the river, right? So there's like this whole thing that is just like a wasted opportunity. They could have at least moved Grogu away for season 3 and kept him with Luke to train for a bit. But no, they decided to bring him right back before we even thought he was gone. Like, what? How long was he gone for? A week? A month? Would he go to summer camp? Like, what did he do? Luke Skywalker, was he a babysitter for a couple weeks? It's sad. It's sad to know that, yes, I like the Star Wars, but I'm sad for the Star Wars. I like watching some of the episodes, and when you get episodes like episode 5 or episode 6, episode 6, where you see Luke and Ahsoka, and they tell good story, and they give you a good lore background and all stuff, and you start speculating. That's the greatest part about being a Star Wars fan, is like the speculations and the theories and stuff like that. That's what I like. I like having the conversations with people and like debating or talking. That's what's fun about this, right? It's like talking about sports and like saying why the person ran instead of pass, and this guy's better than this person, and you speculate because you really don't know, right? This person's better than this person. During my lifetime, Jordan's better than this, and that's what's great about being a fan, right? And I love talking about Star Wars, but goddamn, and I don't hype myself up with my own theories, but they set up certain things and then they don't pay it out. They don't let it breathe. They don't do certain things. Obviously, we didn't get the Crimson Dawn. We actually honestly didn't get Kara. We didn't get the Han Solo. All these things technically could happen, but at the same time, this season 7, it all led up to have a fight scene in the middle of a town that felt very rushed, didn't feel any kind of importance there. It almost felt like season 1 of Mando when they were having the fight where Moff Gideon was outside the building holding all the stormtroopers, and then they came out fighting. It was almost the exact same scenario again, told through Boba Fett. Okay? It's just really bad storytelling through the storytelling of Boba Fett. 5 and 6 were on another level, but now they're just chunks like that, where all of Boba Fett's story was just really lackluster. It was just really bad storytelling. Robert Rodriguez, to me, shouldn't direct another Star Wars thing. Like, all his episodes were terrible. All his episodes were terrible. He's good at action, but this action, you could tell the budget was blown on Luke Skywalker's face. Okay? They blew the budget on episodes 5 and 6, and it just felt like this story never finished itself. It never felt like Boba Fett was an actual like Daimo. It didn't feel like he was a badass. It felt like he's a beta, right? It felt like he was a supporting character in his own show, which was really, really sad. The series itself, overall, the worst series of Mando 1, 2, and Boba Fett. okay, for Star Wars series. There's moments in here that are great overall through all the Star Wars shows, but this one I'll rate Boba Fett like a 6. Like a 6. It was just bad. It's just bad. All right, that's my thoughts. If you like these type of comments, please leave a comment down below. What did you guys think of the episode? We're not ending the show. We're just ending the, if you're watching this and you don't want to listen to the call-in section, please make sure you share, like, and subscribe. The next show that we do it was announced already today, Obi-Wan, comes out May 25th. I said May 11th, but it comes out May 25th. So we'll do the Obi-Wan series, but that's going to go underneath a new brand, a new title. So we're not going to have an Obi-Wan show dedicated for Obi-Wan. It's going to be a Star Wars themed show, and anytime we do Star Wars news, reviews, anything like that, it will be under the title of the show and then Obi-Wan, right? It'll be like the yada yada podcast Obi-Wan episode 1 type of thing. Right, so it'll all be under one moniker of all Star Wars stuff, sort of like the Endgame podcast is all stuff. If you guys want to call in, you're more than welcome to call in. I'm going to go inside the live chat. I'm going to plug in my headset. Let me know what you guys want to talk about, what you guys think of the show. We do these every single Wednesday night when we are reviewing shows. So if you like this type of stuff, you can always call in and join us. I'm gonna take you guys one at a time instead of all coming in at the exact same time, and have a conversation like that instead of going back and forth, interrupting each other and whatnot. So anybody that wants to call in and talk about the show, you're more than welcome to join. Let's see here. Fennec versus Sheriff story. Well, at this point, he isn't Luke's student. Their logic, not mine. Right. He never became a student because he didn't grab the lightsaber. Luke is too OP for the climax of this episode. This is why they could not bring Grogu. Still bad writing. Luke said that he had to pick between the armor and the saber. If he picked the saber, Luke said that he would become the first student, meaning that he wasn't the student already. Correct. Student Boba Fett episode 1. 1 through 4, 5 out of 10. Episodes 5 and 6, 8 out of 10. Episode 7, 6 out of 10. Post-credit scene, -4. Oh man, that's great. Yeah. Yeah, but here's the stupid part about being a student, right? If you're teaching someone, it doesn't matter if you grab a lightsaber or not. If I'm teaching you something, you're technically my first student. If I've never taught anyone before and I'm teaching you, like, was he supposed to sign like paperwork, right? Was he supposed to sign paperwork? How long was he with him as he was training him? You see what I'm saying? Like, when we last saw him in episode 10, or I'm sorry, season 2, episode 6 or 8, whatever it was. Okay, chapter 16. And Luke picks him up and then takes him to that planet. Okay? Was he literally there that long? Like, Mando, after we saw him there, showed up like a day later to go find the other people, and then did weeks pass? Did months pass? If someone's being taught by you for weeks and months, he's not a student? I don't get it. I don't understand the logic. Obviously, I understand if he took the saber, he would have been the first student. And if he was the first student, then it would have erased Ben Solo's as the first student, right? And that's a major problem, because then it erases 7, 8, and 9. That's why I knew it wasn't going to choose that way. Okay, but I still thought Luke was going to take him back over there and then kind of see that what he was doing, and then he would have kind of see what Grogu was, and then decide that it wasn't an option to take it this or that with the ultimatum. You know what I mean? It's just very, very strange the way they do this stuff. The writing was absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. It's a shame. It's a shame that they did it the way they did it. So, what did you guys think of the show in chat? What would you rate it out of 10? Like the whole series? We saw what Krebsy rated it. It was right in the middle for me. Like a 5.5 or a 6 overall, like the whole series. There's some episodes like I like the action they did, but God, it just so they leave it open. So are we getting a Boba Fett season 2? I don't know, man. What's going on, Stealth? It's very sad, man. I don't know what to expect anymore from these series. Obi-Wan, I think, is obviously going to be good because I'm excited about Obi-Wan. Maybe it'll be better because it doesn't really attach to episodes like 7, 8, and 9 because it doesn't have Grogu or anything in it. We know what happens to Darth Vader. We know what happens to Obi-Wan, so it's just more stories. Obviously, you're gonna have a problem with no tense moments because we know how both these guys die, Darth Vader and Obi-Wan. So obviously, there's not gonna be no tense moments there, at least with those characters. So I'm excited about Obi-Wan just because. So Luke picked up the kid for no reason, right? And trained him for no reason, and it was like daycare, Reese. It was like daycare. Mando gave him to Luke because he had things to do. So he could have gave him to the girl that ran the fucking spaceport. It would have been just as good, right? They literally circle jerked us by bringing Luke Skywalker in and having a moment. They literally kill that moment of Luke coming in and saving them in that ship against all those robots to come and save them, to take Grogu to bring him in. They completely just within a year, they completely just delete it. They delete it. There's no payoff. Nothing. Grogu was with him for like a weekend. Okay? Because think about this. The building that the robots were building, the temple, they literally built it that day. Like, they started it that day before Mando showed up, and they completed it before he left. Right? So, how long were they on the planet before they decided to build it? Did he just get there? How long was he there for? How did he find him? How did he know where to go? Right? There's so many reasons. That's just stupid. Fought through a ship, killer bots to get Grogu, and then it's like, nah, change my mind, you keep him. It's dumb. It's dumb. And I don't care if Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are in charge of this. As long as Disney owns Star Wars and Kathleen Kennedy is still employed by them, this is all run by her. I don't care if it's the Filoni-verse or the Favreau-verse or whatever. This is all run by Kathleen Kennedy. And when it comes down to it, they don't know how to fucking tell a story. They have no respect for the characters. They have no respect for the lore. They think you're a fucking moron. Okay? They think you're a goddamn moron. Luke saved Grogu, saved him from the ship, to grab him, to hand him back in less than a month. Black Stanton gets tackled and murdered. Okay? With knives, and then on top of him, they're stuck. Yeah, he could break free, fine. You tell me they didn't hit him once with a knife or an axe or anything? They shot him 10 times. And he's still walking. Great. He's a Wookiee. He's fine. Then why show him get shot all up all the time? Because you have to have some sort of feeling for him. This is because of Disney overall, whether MCU, Star Wars, they don't like consequences / impact. Yeah. I'm really surprised that Black Widow is not back yet. That's the longest they've done anything where they killed somebody. Okay. But technically not, because they made a Black Widow movie. In What If, they brought her back. Like, they're still using the character, right? They're still using the character in the MCU. They can't let anything sit. I talked about this when episode 9. I compared it to A New Hope when the Millennium Falcon gets captured onto the Death Star, and it lands there, right? And they're stuck on the ship, and it gets boarded. Stormtroopers search the ship, and then they break free, and then they get into the Death Star, and they're walking around. They're trying to get their ship free, and then they find the princess, and they're on this like mission to do something. And it's like they let the thing breathe. It's like a story evolving and telling you a story. In episode 9, Chewie is taken hostage on the ship. They have a token they had to get that they get on the ship, and then they run off the ship, and there's nobody there. Right? They run around, shoot up the place, blah blah blah. They get Chewie, and they run back on the ship, and they leave. And it's like, what? Like that could have been the whole episode. Okay? The writing staff and the people that are doing Star Wars now don't know how to write themselves out of a paper bag. Okay? I like Jon Favreau, but for fuck's sake, man. What really hurt me is when Grogu showed up in that X-Wing by himself. I was like, Luke wouldn't do that. Luke wouldn't do that. He wouldn't do that. That's not who Luke's character is. Now, we saw what they made Luke into. Okay? But that's not him. This is 30 years younger. This is 5 years after Return of the Jedi. We saw what Luke was. Right? This is 5 years older Luke. Technically, this is 25 years before. Not 30 years. 25 years before. Right? When they showed me that Luke didn't bring back Grogu, I was like, oh. That just literally erased everything. It's almost like what they did to Doctor Who. Doctor Who, they brought in the girl, Doctor Who, and they erased the 50 years of Doctor Who by saying the first Doctor was a girl. By saying what they did, they literally flushed the whole fucking lore down the toilet. And they don't care about what the fans are. And having Luke show up at the end of season 2 of Mando, and then taking Grogu back and giving him back to Mando. Grogu wasn't even gone. Like, how much time has passed from season 2 to now? I would love to know a time sequence. It was like he was gone at summer camp. It's so hard, man. If you're going to go to war, why not use all the resources available, aka Slave One? The Slave One ship, he has the technology of literally touching his pad, and the ship flies towards him. He can even fly up in the air and start shooting. Like, he has remote control usage of his ship. Maybe he's lost his brain, right? He never used his flamethrower. He never used his knee things until this end. Didn't use his jetpack. Didn't use his rocket launcher. Didn't use anything. Didn't use anything. Okay? Outnumbered, I have a ship. I have a ship. I'll bring my ship. Nope. I'm going to bring a prehistoric creature. And I'm going to make a statement here. Hell, even at the end, he should have been riding the Rancor through the town. Right? Should have been walking through the town, and everyone's bowing to him and stuff. They treat the audience like you're a moron. So, this is the type of stuff we get. Right? There's no payoffs of anything. It's frustrating as a fan, man. It's frustrating as a fan. They do it in comic books. They do it in Marvel, in MCU. They kill someone, but they don't let it pay off. That's fine, Gritter. You could just hop in. I can see it. I can see it. The Power Rangers and Chris Stanton should die like 10 times. Why all? Like, why are you driving the vehicle in front of the place that everyone's hiding in? Hey, hashtag food is good. Yeah. This is why a lot of people don't like Star Wars. Because when you watch a show or a movie, especially the newer movies, like if you watch, look, if you hate episodes 1 through 3, or you dislike them, you have to at least respect them because of the dialogue and the storytelling they tell. Okay, there's a lot of political stuff in that movie. A lot of stuff that goes in. I'll bring you in 1 second, Gritter. Right? There's a lot of stuff that goes into those movies. The dialogue, the script is good. Maybe the sequence of shooting it and stuff wasn't the best and whatnot. Okay, but 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6, they have good scripts. This stuff, 7, 8, 9's garbage, and this is more of that garbage. Better, still garbage. All right, I'm gonna bring you in, Gritter. What's going on, Gritter? Yeah. What's going on, man? Yep, I can hear you. Oh, wait, hold on. I can't hear you on stream, though. Hold on 1 second. All right, say something. Yeah, okay, we're good now. There you go.
Okay, good. Yes, man. Oh, man, let me tell you something, dude. I knew. I knew. I mean, like when I saw the X-Wing, something told me, you know what? I don't think he's actually in there. Give me 1 second. Open the store right quick. There you go. Yeah, something told me he's not in the X-Ring. I knew it because I told myself if they let this man show up in there, it's like he's gonna if he does show up, he's gonna have to bring Grogu like in the last 2 minutes of the episode. Otherwise, you're not going to have the suspenseful standoff against villains and good guys.
Right.
Because as soon as Luke Skywalker walks up on the scene, dude, it's over. The man just walks around the corner and they're like, oh shit. And everyone just drops their weapons, good guys and bad guys. No, it's all good. We're good. No, nothing's wrong. No,
Right.
Y'all can have the spice. No, it's all good. Bye, Mr. Skywalker. No. So that's I mean, aside from money reasons, like probably he's doing his face right. But
I think though, like let me paint this picture for you, right? Where Grogu doesn't show up until late in the battle, okay?
Yeah.
And they're all struggling, and those big giant robots are on the streets, and then all of a sudden, the girl that was taking Grogu to Mando is in that little carriage, and yet Luke is sitting next to her with Grogu sitting between them as they're riding in, and they see what's going on, and then all of a sudden Luke turns the tide by helping them take care of the robots. Okay, that yes, I understand it would have been like super easy, but they're struggling at this moment, right? They're all running for their lives, they're all hiding, no one can help, but Luke shows up and it's like, what's going on here, right? This is his home planet.
I know. In real life, that's how it would have went down.
This is Luke Skywalker's fucking home planet.
I know. I'm with you, 30. I agree. He would have been there. It would. That's exactly how it went down. But because, like I told you, remember I told you they have to try and let Boba get his redeemed. Like he's been a wimp. So, with the exception of his things with the Tusken Raiders. Tusken Raiders, he that was like almost true Boba right there, or he was becoming a better Boba. I mean, like violently. But aside from the Tusken Raider episodes, he's been kind of kind of wimpy. So I told her the redeeming moment for him was going to be taking out what's the dude Bane?
Yeah, Cad Bane.
Cad Bane. Now we predicted, or at least you convinced me. And I predicted at first he was going to kill him this episode, but then you convinced me that character can't be killed that soon. And even now,
he got killed way too easily, and I don't think he's dead. I mean, he's dead on the show. He is dead.
Yeah,
but I don't think he's dead.
Yeah, they can always bring him back. They can always do a flashback in future seasons where when everyone walked off and just left his body on the street to resuscitate itself, his finger twitches, and then it's like
He
dun dun dun
he
dun, and they
he
show the
is
title
right.
card.
He is the kingpin of this episode.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like Kingpin's not
yeah, I
dead.
feel you. Yeah, yeah.
It,
And I'm gonna tell you something. 230. Had this series been, you could even put it on Hulu. Even if it was on Hulu, it would have been like a true interpret. They would have been allowed to let. I mean, but then again, you think about Mandalorian and like, well, shoot, Mandalorian came in, was cutting people in half.
he literally
You
sliced someone
know,
in half. Yeah, yeah.
didn't cut away either. They showed it. They let you know. Now you know. And so this still, okay. So this just brings me down to some other things. Okay, so I have two tinfoil hat theories.
Yeah.
Excuse me. One is I think that I heard rumors that I know people love Boba Fett, but I heard rumors that one of the only reasons why they greenlit Boba Fett, having his own series, was because there were rumors of Pedro Pascal. There's conflict between Pedro and I don't know who, maybe the production staff or the producer or showrunners or Kathleen Kennedy, someone during like the first or second season
Hmm.
of The Mandalorian because he wanted more face time without the
Yeah.
helmet.
Yeah.
And I heard a rumor they greenlit Boba Fett, so in case he became too much of a problem, they had a way out. They're like, well, if we have to let, either because they had to let him go or he walked off and said I quit, they said, well, we'll just replace him with the first Mandalorian, Boba Fett. But now, because of how Mandalorian's being used, Peter Pascal's being used as character, which it's his voice at least. This shows you that whatever it was, they patched it up real quick.
Oh
And
yeah.
now that they've patched it up, they're like, well, they're like, well, yeah, we're gonna do good things to Boba, and then Kathleen or whoever, John Favreau, Dave
I
Filoni, like,
I
yeah, we
I
kind of
don't
don't
care.
need
I
you
don't care.
anymore.
If John Favreau and Dave Filoni are there. Kathleen Kennedy
I
is
know
still
it's
making the
Kathleen.
call.
I know it's Kathleen Kennedy there. Um, I will say this too. Another thing hurting, particularly Boba Fett, man. It does not hurt Mando this much. We'll see what happens with Obi-Wan and what's her name? I can't remember.
Ahsoka.
Anakin's Ahsoka. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see what happens with them. But you can see how, and I think you brought up some things in this episode or this series for Boba Fett. That sequel trilogy is hampering a lot of things. Like I didn't really pick up on that because I know that what's his name was a student of Luke's. But when you said it today, I was like, oh yeah, there was that mention of
Yeah.
his nephew being his true first
His first
student.
student.
So
Yeah.
that killed the tension right there.
Yeah.
It kills it. I
This is
know it's too late now.
this is why you can't do prequel stuff.
Yeah. I know it's too late now, but if in hindsight, if someone could get the DeLorean and travel back in time, I would tell them don't greenlit episode 7, 8, 9. Just wait, do what you're doing now. And Mandalorian and all the shows they have now could have paved the way to a true 7, 8, 9.
I guarantee you right now, the fans that want Star Wars to be so good, right? The people like myself that are like super fans of Star Wars and like really want to see like the old Star Wars and they don't like 7, 8, and 9. They thought, I didn't think this, but a lot of people thought that if he picked up that lightsaber, it was going to erase 7, 8, and 9. Because if he picks up that lightsaber, he becomes the first student. Okay. And then Ben Solo doesn't become that, meaning 7, 8, 9 doesn't exist. Him choosing that lightsaber would have completely squashed 7, 8, and 9. Okay. Now that it didn't happen, I guarantee you the same people that thought he was going to pick that lightsaber are now putting all their marbles into Ahsoka. Because the people that watch the Ahsoka show know that Ahsoka died in Rebels. Okay. She's dead. She died. Okay. She got pulled back into this realm because Ezra Miller, Jesus Christ.
Ezra.
Ezra Miller's the fucking Flash.
Actor, who choked a woman on the street. Sorry, allegedly. Well, on TV,
he brings her, pulls her through because he's in this dimension where there's like these portals.
Veil, is that what it's called? The veil or something?
The veil, yes. Okay, he's in this area where the veil is. Okay, and he sees Ahsoka fighting Darth Vader. Okay? And then she's about to die, which she does die.
I've seen that episode.
And then he pulls her through into the where the Watcher would be, basically.
I've seen that clip on YouTube. I didn't know that's what was happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's dead, and now she's alive again. Okay? And then she goes on to create the Rebel forces. She becomes Fulcrum. Okay? Which then makes the Rebel Alliance happen, which then starts episode 4 and whatnot, right? So Anakin's Padawan turns up to be the person that goes up against him, not even knowing it was him, because she doesn't find out until later. Actually, that fight that it was Anakin, because she thought Anakin died. Okay. So now all the people that went from Grogu grabbing that lightsaber is now going, Ahsoka could still save us because she knows about the veil. And the veil could easily change the course of the future of what it is. So I guarantee you, everyone's like, nope, it's not over yet. Nope, we're still going to win this. We're still getting our Star Wars back. Ahsoka's going to save it.
You know what? You notice Kathleen Kennedy was I think she was supposed to have gone away or not had her contract or that bitch. She's holding on to the Ahsoka heir. So like, I ain't going nowhere until your hopes are gone.
Here's the thing. Kathleen Kennedy's been with the company, longer than Dave Filoni, and Dave Filoni's been there with Kathleen Kennedy all these years, Even after Lucas left, he's been there the entire time. They've known each other. They've been working together for years, I'm looking straight into the camera. Anyone that sees this afterwards, your Star Wars is gone, Your Star Wars is gone, If you enjoy the Star Wars, you could still enjoy this Star Wars. But your Star Wars is not ever going to come back. Those movies, 7, 8, and 9, are the new 10 Commandments. They ain't moving, man. They ain't moving. That's everything that they create is going towards that. You know the end game of what's happening here. You already know. It's like Dave Chappelle telling you the punchline before he tells you the joke, right?
Yeah.
That's what this is. You know the punchline, and now this is the joke, right? We are living through the actual series of Star Wars, and you can enjoy it, and you can be entertained by it. But the end part of this is the exact same that it is right now,
Yeah.
That's what it is.
The true Skywalker lineage is dead, but you have someone walking around that says she's identified as one of them, so it's fine.
Right.
Yeah.
And even if she has a kid, let's just say, because the theory is that Rey, because the scene of Ben holding his hand to her belly is that he uses
the Force.
Yeah, he uses the Force to create a baby inside of her. So just like Anakin was born without a father, like Jesus Christ, that technically is what's happening again. So Rey, who's Force sensitive, who now made herself a Skywalker, technically, potentially, might have a baby inside her from Ben Solo, which would then he would be the most powerful Jedi in the world, right? In the universe, in the galaxy, or whatever. But that's just all speculation and theory, whatever.
I don't understand. I just don't. But yeah, as far as this episode, I feel bad for I guess I can't feel too bad for the actor because I know he takes pride in his work. Tamura, I can't remember his last name. But
you're talking about Tamura? Tamura, yeah. Boba Fett.
Yeah. But and I think he's a true professional because he could tell he's doing it with pride. He probably knows that this is not worthy of what
the
character.
He came out and said that this is not what the character is. But look,
wow.
Yeah, he came out and said I have too many speaking parts. This is not what Boba Fett is. Right? He's supposed to be mysterious. Yeah. He Boba in this whole series. I like the actor, and I think he's doing. I think he's doing what he's supposed to be doing because the directors are telling him to do what they want him to do. But the character himself is just. It's just a bad character. It really is. And the unfortunate part is, real quick, is that Mando, we were supposed to have a Boba Fett show. and it didn't get greenlit. And instead, even though how much we love Mandalorian,
Mm-hmm.
the Mandalorian is Boba Fett as much as Rey is Luke Skywalker. You see what I'm saying? They replaced our Luke with Rey. They replaced our Boba Fett with the Mandalorian. Right? That's the reality of this.
All right, so I'm gonna throw this out. This is a wild, like Krebsy type curveball, and okay. First, let me say to me, you had me totally dying laughing when you said, "Don't you dare assault Ray." I was like, "Wait, what? What world are we living in for now?" That like, wait a minute now.
And
But
I hate that character.
I know, but considering what you just said, think of it this way: and this is again, this sounds that the way you just said it, that sounds like a Kathleen Kennedy engine of
Yeah.
let's replace
Yeah.
the past stuff with the new stuff. So consider this then: do you think Ray could have been a way better character had she been made for television and Disney Plus instead of the movies? Because you see, the movies they just mess it up, but when they put stuff on TV and give it time to breathe, well, not like but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. To answer your question, I think if instead of getting the Mandalorian, we got episode 7 as the Mando, like a series, and we were introduced to Rey in a series instead of the film, I think it's a better character because I think you could take your time to establish who she is, the growth of the character. But at the end of the day, you still need to link her to an actual character.
Yes, she doesn't be linked to a character.
She can't be not linked to nobody as just a random person in the galaxy, and she also can't be Palpatine's granddaughter.
Yeah.
Okay? Like she has to be Leia and Han's kid, Kenobi's kid, okay? Like grandchild or some sort of Luke Skywalker. Like it had to be like I would have taken her if she was Obi-Wan Kenobi's granddaughter instead of his daughter. Like instead of Palpatine's granddaughter, it was Obi-Wan Kenobi's granddaughter because there's a link there. Because Obi-Wan and the Duchess Satine were lovers, okay? And she was the leader of the Mandalorians, okay? They loved each other. They probably had sex, okay? Which then they would have had a daughter, okay? Or a son or whatever. And then he could have had the lineage, and then she got lost somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And then she technically is a Mandalorian by blood. And now she's also a Jedi, okay, because she's a descent of Kenobi. Like that would have been a much better character than who is she? She's so mysterious. I don't know who she is.
This is something as well too. Her path could have ended with her being the one to whether she got it from Mando.
Yeah, she could have had
Mando.
the fucking saber.
Yeah, that's what I meant. She could have been the one to really inherit the saber. Yeah, because that was made by a Jedi and Mandalorian. She would have been like the next one like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
To be both, yeah.
And because of her power, right? Only a certain people, like when she touches the saber, was an episode, The Last Jedi, I think it was, or was it? Is it? No, it's actually Force Awakens. When she touches the saber in Force Awakens, she can sense the history of who owned it, who touched it, and whatnot ahead of her. Okay, in the past, so she would have seen her grandparents or or mom or dad or whatever touching that saber. It would have made so much more sense if she found the dark saber or that.
Yeah.
They what they did was they try to force something down your throat, and they're technically doing it still right now. Like Mando is, like I said, is that character.
Yeah. Let me see what else I was gonna think. Man, because that's everything you said is true. Yeah. As far as the rest of this episode, and I'll say this too, I like it's not just Pedro Pascal and Tamara and Ming Na. I pretty much seen almost every one of these actors, except for a few, in other roles, and they're good actors. So I like. I mean, they for what they were given, they did a good job, but it's just the writing, man. It's
Yeah.
like it's horrible because when you see sometimes people say they're doing things to give I don't know it's just crazy this and it's also crazy how the moment they have an episode where Boba Fett is once again talking again,
Right.
not just present but talking, that's the episode that just goes downhill. And I don't know how you showed us what you can do in episodes what 5 and 6. Yeah, it was for our Mandalorian,
Yeah.
but you couldn't give that it's almost like they resented having to do Boba Fett the show,
It
almost.
it's so weird because Django at one point, his father, Boba Fett's father, was the leader of Mandaloria, right? So it would make sense instead of having Din Djarin have the black dark saber, like Boba technically has the right to the dark saber, and I'm surprised they didn't take that
That route for
position
him.
and route for this story instead of
Yeah.
the story of why is he on Tatooine? Why are these his people? Why does he give
Why
two
should he
shits?
why should he care about Jabba's palace other
Yeah,
than to say
yeah,
other than for member berries for people who saw Return of the Jedi? Member
ah,
berries,
yeah,
remember Jabba's palace and me?
yeah.
Member
Jabba's
berries.
exactly, yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. Do we think we see Ahsoka show up in Obi-Wan show? Um, yes. I think we'll see her, but in a different light. Maybe not Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka, but we might see a
Maybe a
flashback
younger
of
version.
younger version of her with Anakin. If they do
Okay. Yeah.
flashbacks, I can see something along the lines of that. Do we get Rosario Dawson? I don't know, because if they show her in a flashback scene with Anakin, she
She'd be
doesn't
younger.
she doesn't meet Anakin. Well, no, she's older in Rebels when she sees Darth Vader for the first time, and they fight each other, and then she smashes his face mask, okay,
Yeah, I
and
saw
then
that
sees
on
his
YouTube.
face, and then she's like, Anakin? That's the first time she's seen him since he turned to Vader. So I don't know if we see it like in present day. Do we see Ahsoka see Obi-Wan? I don't know, maybe, but they didn't see each other, at least in Clone Wars or Rebels. Not to say they didn't. So maybe I don't know. At this point, stealth. I think it's more like Gritter just said, memory berries. You know what I mean? It's just like,
Yeah.
oh, here it is. Oh wow, they know each other still. Yeah, I bet.
um
You know what I bet we get though. Here, I'll say something for you. I think we
okay.
get Tamora Morrison back in Obi-Wan Kenobi as playing the clone troopers
Okay.
because he's the exact same person.
Okay. Hmm. Okay. So when did the clone do we well maybe people who watch Clone Wars and the cartoons know, but do we know exactly when the clone troopers were swapped out for actual people and the Imperial forces to wear the white stormtrooper outfits?
Yeah, so Bad Batch, the show that's on Disney Plus right now, they kind of show it. So they show a replacement. So about a year after the Order 66 that happened, they started getting rid of the clones and then training. So they would bring in the clone troopers to train normal people, like recruits, and then they started
Okay.
killing off the clones.
Ooh.
So at the end of Bad Batch, they actually blow up the whole cloning facility.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So,
Okay. I'm trying to
uh,
think, is there anything else before I go? Yeah, man, I in hindsight, man, like that sequel trilogy is gonna damper. It's gonna hinder a lot of stuff, man. I know, like you're saying, people are rooting for. I'm even kind of thinking and hoping, rooting for it too. And I don't even watch the cartoon series. I mean, the only thing for the cartoon series I've seen is I've seen some of the Obi-Wan and Darth Maul fights. I think I even see the one where he defeat him, and I did see the fight between Ahsoka and Vader, but I did not know that was like an Elseworld thing where she got pulled out of the Elseworld. So I remember seeing her get pulled to the portal, and I thought Ezra did it like to save her because he thought Vader was going to kill her, but I guess he was
Yes.
bringing her because she was dead in his world.
Yeah,
Well,
no.
now,
So what happened was that they fought in reality, like in real world, during the time frame of when Ezra was younger. Okay, Ezra
okay,
Bridgers was younger, and when they were fighting in this Jedi temple or the Sith temple, okay, and Darth Vader showed up to take the crystals away from them, and Ahsoka was saving them, said, "Get out of here," and then she started fighting Vader. The whole thing collapses on both Vader and Ahsoka, and it closes them inside the thing, and she dies to Vader. Okay, he kills her.
oh,
Then
okay,
the season goes on. Okay, you don't see her anymore until like season 4. So like season 3, she's dead. She's gone. Season 4, the veil happens. Okay, and when Ezra's in the veil, he looks through a portal, and it's a portal back into the past of
okay,
what happened, and then she comes near it, and then he pulls her through. So that moment where he saw her die, this is the second moment now. Like he sees the
okay.
past.
He inverted it. He stopped it. He said, "I know
Yes,
where this is going. Let me
yes,
break the
and
fourth
so
wall
took someone from
completely."
the past and brought them into the present, and
Okay,
now she's alive again. Yeah,
okay. Wow. That could be also. I mean, y'all probably already noticed. Like, silly me, I don't watch the cartoons, but this could be why she feels so indebted to go now save him. Yeah.
yeah. Well, right. No, that's exactly right. So when he gets taken away by Thrawn, him and Thrawn, their ship gets bolted somewhere, and Sabine and Ahsoka want to go find Ezra. So that's the whole mission there. Stealth, just to answer your question, yeah, clone troopers are still around. So clone troopers like Rex and a couple of other clone troopers are still out in the world. They either retired, went to a different planet, are hiding from the Empire or the First Republic or whatever. So they technically would still be around. And if they're doing flashbacks of Anakin, maybe not Revenge of the Sith time, but spacing it between end of Revenge of the Sith and 10 years, whatever. If they do the 10-year gap, because Obi-Wan takes place 10 years after Revenge of the Sith, clone troopers are still around. Like Rex is there, 501st is still around for a bit, so they could 100% use the guy that played Boba Fett as the clone trooper still.
I want to say something 230. At the end, when I think murdering the heads of the 5 families, but I think it was 5 of them. I don't know.
There's
But anyway,
3.
it was like,
Yeah,
okay,
the
well,
3 families.
kill the
Yeah,
heads of the three
yeah,
families. When he killed the heads of the 3 families, I was like, oh snap, Boba got, after he killed Cod Bane, he's like, you know what, I really am a killer. He's showing the truth. Cause yeah, then
yeah, yeah,
they showed Fennec, and I was like, oh, never mind.
yeah. Shouldn't Boba Fett have killed all those people in that room?
That should have been Boba. I thought it was Boba doing all that,
Right?
but they're like, nah, he's still Care Bear.
I'm telling
Nope.
you, she's still gonna run that spice.
Yeah.
She's still gonna run that spice.
Yeah, I think inevitably, I think if they keep pushing and doing green lighting seasons 2 and 3, I think inevitably they are going to make a thing where she ends up becoming like his true nemesis, and the one of the culminations of the entire franchise for Boba Fett is him having to face off against him, against her, or her against him, and
Right, and she'll
yeah.
kill him. That'll happen.
Plot armor won't let that happen. Kathleen Kennedy and plot armor won't let that happen. But yeah, that's how it would happen.
Yeah.
I think she would have taken him down already by now in real life as well. But anyway, yeah, that's all I got for this episode, man. I hope they hear from the I would not gonna say criticism. Well, I guess it's the same word. The critique of just not just the fans, just people about the neon uh, motorcycle bikes or whatever they are. They totally don't fit.
They
It's
don't
beyond
they
just
don't
making fun
fit.
of like power. But it's like, what is this? And then the characters don't fit with their personalities. It's like they're out of a different franchise, and
They
they put them in this movie.
yeah,
I mean, show.
they stick out like a sore thumb. It's so weird. So weird.
And the dude doing the turn, I saw that and I was like, when I watched it, I started laughing. I was like, no, Chris Stanton. Chris Stanton is literally I mean, they saw the axe connect. Like, oh, this man, they got axes. They hold him down. It's like he got to be dead. They
Right.
got axes and they're chopping him up. That man came around the corner like, I'm still too OP. I'm still plot armored.
Like it's just so like it's so I don't even know sometimes like some of the shit that they put in this show. I was just like, what is happening? I hope Obi-Wan is better. We're still going to talk about it. We're still going to review it, but it's sad, man. It's sad. This is how this went out.
The last thing, and then I'll be done right quick. I think another. I know I've kind of already said this again, but I think realistically, it would have been Luke Skywalker versus Cad Bane, and
Yeah.
it would have been, and like you said, Luke would not have let that. Luke would have brought the bull. He would have brought Grogu back.
Yeah.
He would not have sent R2D2.
Why the fuck would he just let him go by himself?
Yeah, and because they known had Luke showed up, there's no like that. That would have been they would no. This is utterly bad, right? For Luke to step foot in this planet and not deliver his child, and if he delivers a child, there's no way he does not end up being the one to confront Cad Bane.
Right.
And they did not want, and they did not want that. I mean, yeah, he showed up and saved the day in Mandalorian, but for him to come up and save the day for everyone again, like that, which would have happened, and I would not have cared.
Here's a major issue. How did Mando know where Grogu was? And then how did Grogu know where Mando was? Nobody knows, but no one's going to ask questions like that.
Yeah.
Well, if you're training someone and don't want to be bothered, how the fuck would he find them?
That's not his character, man. He cared, man. It's like he was respectful, man. I still think okay. So I got asked it again too. Do you think we're still on a path, or do you still think Mandalorian and Grogu are on that path where, yeah, they're back together, but they're gonna eventually realize their destinies are separate?
No, they're together.
Together forever.
Yeah, they're together like Han and Chewie. They're gonna be together, but they're both finding themselves, right?
What do you think the end game is for Grogu then, franchise wise? Because there has to be an explanation now for why he's not there when superpowered Rey is walking around, handling her business. And
for what?
What
do you mean?
Basically, we know they lived up to the sequel trilogy canon of Ben Skywalker being Luke Skywalker's only student, but now it's like so that makes sense. Okay, Grogu, Grogu's path that way, but what else is in store for Grogu when he's nowhere to be seen in episode 7, 8, 9? Nowhere. He lives that long. Does he get killed eventually?
Right. Well, we know he doesn't die at the Jedi Temple now. Like we know that that's Ben doesn't kill him.
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing they did too. They didn't want people like he killed. Grogu, my Grogu, stuffed up doll on my couch. You know. So
that's exactly right. All right, I'm gonna bring Krebsy in. Thanks for calling in, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you, 30.
What's up, Krebsy? To answer your question real fast, R2 signal to Mando found his signal. Yeah, but what would he be calling a signal out? Breaker 19, I'm looking for Grogu. Anyone out there know Grogu? And then did R2 like go, oh, we're over here? Like, why the fuck would he? Why would he signal him?
I don't know. I'm just giving a way that could happen.
There's a lot of things that could happen, but it doesn't make sense why he would, like, how would he know where to go? And here's the best part. When Mando got there, he's like, what is this place?
Maybe R2 is force sensitive.
Maybe.
Yeah. But no, I love that the Super Bowl aired on Wednesday. I mean, it was amazing. This was a big fumble.
Like, this is a bad finale. This was a very bad finale.
No, it wasn't a bad finale.
It was a terrible.
Yeah,
it was a terrible finale. You're right.
It was the average middle of the road finale of Disney falling on their faces.
They cannot, like, even though Hawkeye finale wasn't the best, it's the best one so far on Disney Plus. But that fight scene at the end of Hawkeye,
that's not saying much.
Right. The Hawkeye fight scene at the end in episode 6 or 7 on that show felt exactly like this.
Yep.
It just felt so whatever.
Boba Fett's not about Star Wars. It's Star Wars trying to reenact Fast and Furious.
Yeah, it's the fucking bikers, man. Those robots. Why is everyone hiding behind one car? Why is everyone running down in a straight line down the roads? Why? That things walk slower than fucking Freddy Krueger or Jason in a horror flick. Okay, and yet they catch up to everybody. I'm like, what are we talking about?
Oh, let's just shoot a rocket at the bubble. That'll pierce it.
It's so dumb. Sean says the best thing about this episode was the Rancor killing the spider droid. Yeah, but it was cool looking, but I was just like, okay, great.
Well, not even that. Say that if you're going to war, wouldn't you bring your strongest weapon with you?
Yeah, the ship.
The beginning.
Yeah, the ship.
No, not even the ship, the Rancor. Why would you just bring 3 people to fight an entire syndicate?
4 hipsters, a Wookiee, and three other bounty hunters. That's your whole army.
And then Fennec's just running off, gets 4 kills, and is like, "Okay, guys, I did my part."
Right. Didn't even help out with the main battle. She's like, "No, I'm out. Peace." She's there's something fishy about her. Something fishy about her. Go ahead.
I think that you're onto something with the whole spice thing, okay? And I think that since they're reviving the sheriff, it's going to be the sheriff versus Fennec.
Maybe. I'm trying to think of I'm just trying to think because no one knows that Fennec killed all those guys. But when they find the bodies, who are they going to blame?
Who says she didn't hide the bodies?
No, that's what I'm saying. No, she doesn't. She just runs out the door.
Maybe she
leaves the dude hanging from the ceiling.
I don't know.
I mean, obviously, off camera, sure, they could have hid the bodies, but then again, where's the mayor? Where's the other leaders? What happened to them?
That's a good question,
right? Like all the leaders of all the syndicates around are dead, right? The mayor is dead. Who is there going to be an investigation? Right, there are still police officers in this world.
The sheriff investigates.
Right? Do you know what I mean? Like, Cobb Vanth comes back. He's the sheriff. He makes him the sheriff of Mos Espa, right?
He becomes the Daimo.
Well, no, hold on. The Daimo, Boba Fett, helps Cobb Vanth.
Nope.
What do you mean, no?
At the end of the show.
At the end of the show, he's in his bacta tank. Right? I'm assuming that Boba Fett let him go in there, put him in there.
Yes. But before that, Boba says something along the lines of, "Well, it looks like we're not cut out to do this." And that's me thinking that he passed the Daimo role off to the sheriff.
Oh. I was thinking more the lines of he put him in there. Once he comes out, he owes Boba Fett because he saved his life. Type of thing, right?
Oh, that too.
And then Boba Fett says, "Why be a sheriff of a small town, a freedom town, when you can be the sheriff of Mos Espa, right?" So he puts him in place, and then he investigates and finds out that Fennec killed all the other guys.
Yep. And then that creates either tension between
yes,
yep,
yeah, because I think she's going to take a cut and still run the spice behind his back because of the credits.
Boba's going to be like, "Where are we getting all this money from?"
Yeah.
And it's just going to be like, "We're selling cookies."
Yeah. Yeah, we opened up a brand new cantina. Don't worry about it. Right?
Well,
there you go. The mod, the girl that's the mod, she could be the new owner of the new cantina.
Yup.
There you go.
Right. So
There you go.
it's not gonna be a cantina. It's gonna be a mod shop.
That's right. A mod shop. It's going to be more of a hipster type of place.
Yup.
Fennec just ran away. Yeah, she ran away on screen. Like I wasn't here. That's what I'm saying. Like the bodies are going to be there, and someone's going to have to find the bodies. Someone's going to have to ask questions. The next person in line of the other syndicate's going to have to show up to the Daimyo and go, "What happened to our leader?" Right? There's a trail here. It doesn't just end like, "Oh, everything's good. Robots are gone. Pikes are gone." The Pike Syndicate is going to be like, "Hey, we lost our Pike Syndicate on fucking Tatooine, and they're going to send more people."
Yeah.
This is just end. It's just like, oh, we're all happy here. No, someone else is coming back if there's a season 2.
I doubt that after this. Although if it is KK's favorite character, I could see it.
Oh, I don't think it's her favorite character.
I know.
I don't think anything in Star Wars is her favorite. She's like
killing it. So.
She's like, right. She's like, I hate this. That her favorite thing's about killing Star Wars. She's like, I fucking hate Star Wars.
But no, the whole Boba Fett thing, the whole we're passing it off thing, it disappointed me. I thought we were in for a rude awakening because they panned over to the Power Rangers and Corsets, and I'm just like, they're gonna be the new Daimyo. Great.
Yeah. The Black Kristan thing pissed me off. Like you shoot him like 17 times to just help him up, and then he's fine. So then why show him getting shot? Why show him doing all this stuff? So dumb. They take the strongest fucking characters and they make them the weakest little bitches.
He should have died like 10 times.
He should have been dead when the guys jumped him. They had sickles and axes and swords and shit.
Yep. Yep.
So dumb. So dumb.
And then we have Cad. I have issues with Cad Bane. His whole face, awful. After seeing him again in this, awful. Him talking through his teeth and not even opening his mouth.
Yeah,
awful.
yeah. It was a little weird. I think it was still cool to see him live action, and they did a cool thing. But watching the show, like the Clone Wars, and seeing the character, like you never really saw his teeth, and in this, all you do is see his teeth.
He looks like the Sardon dude from Lord of the Rings.
I thought he looked more like the fucking video game Destroy All Humans.
Yup. Yup.
That's what I thought he looked more like. Or even from the fucking movie Mars Attacks. Like I felt like that's what I felt like a little bit. I was like, oh God. It's bad. They did bad. And look, if people like the show, fantastic. Enjoy it. Right? I was entertained. But God damn it. It was
wasted opportunity.
So many wasted opportunities in the show. Like the whole show was a waste. Like him becoming Daimyo and like this big battle that happened. It didn't
even answer the core question. Why did he become the Daimyo?
Yeah, it doesn't answer.
Did he want to become the Daimyo?
Because it's his people. What happened? What happened to the Sand People?
Exactly.
What happened to the one that trained? They never showed her body. Never showed her body. They showed everybody else, but they did not show the female Tusken Raider body. So, is she out there? Or is she coming back later? There's so many things. So many unanswered questions.
Is Cad Bane dead?
I don't think so.
He got a punctured lung and his device is saving him.
Yeah, I think that whatever. And then they don't tell you, they don't show you, they don't even say anything. They don't say like, well, how was it that you killed your old mentor? How do you feel about it? Nothing. Just Nothing. Right? Nothing. It doesn't make sense, Duke, and I'll talk to you in a second. Right? It doesn't make sense why he even asked. He's like, does Boba Fett know you killed the Raiders? I'm going to use that one. I'm going to throw them under the bus. Like, what? Doesn't even make sense. He says, I know how to get him out. How? You went outside and you said the Pike Syndicate killed your Raiders to pick a fight, right? That was your plan to get him out to fight.
I'm going to use my words, and he's going to get offended.
Yeah. So ridiculous. I'm gonna bring. You don't have to leave, Krebsy. I'm gonna bring in Zhang at the same time here. All right, Zhang. What? Give me a couple thoughts here.
Where do you want me to begin? What
Did you think about the episode?
I think it was laughable. Chris Stanton should have died. I think the Gamorrean guards were funny. Let's put our backs to the cliff.
Yeah.
Okay. Why do you need to be by the cliffside?
Yep. Why don't you just run sideways?
Why not be on the other side?
Yeah, just run sideways. Literally, just move sideways.
Two of them were able to what? Were they able to somewhat push Chris Stanton back or stand their ground a bit?
Yeah.
Against him?
Yep.
This giant Wookiee.
Yep.
Versus who are they fighting? Like human-sized people?
They were fighting the dog people.
Oh no, the dog people.
Yeah. I forget what their names are.
Let's charge at them and then let's survive. Nope.
Yeah. Nope. They fall off the cliff. Yeah. And no
No,
one asks about them. No one asks about them.
Because Boba tried to kill him.
Yeah.
I love Boba trying to hire everyone that he tried to kill, including them. It's like, and it works.
Yeah.
Imagine if that worked in real life. Someone almost tried to kill you, and then it's like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'll hire that guy.
I'm gonna hire you. Yeah.
What a plan.
I'm gonna start you off at $15 an hour.
And I love Cad Bane's plan. I'm gonna out my boss just to get him more pissed at my boss.
Yeah.
Okay, he's not gonna be angry at me. He'll be angry at the guys that hired me.
They should have really used Cad Bane as the main villain of this. He should have been
the leader.
Yeah, he should have been the leader of the thing.
But no, it's what's the mayor called? What's his species called?
Oh, I forget what they're
some weird snail thing.
Yeah,
hammerhead sharks.
Yeah,
why did they stay on the planet?
Yeah, it didn't really make sense. A lot of the stuff that they did.
It's like, you know what we're gonna do? We know that he possibly knows that we're here. We met him years ago here. This would be one of the first places he goes.
Right. Well,
why don't we go in space?
That's another thing, right? The Pike Syndicate was there when he was with the Raiders like 5 years ago. Okay. And yet they're still there, so they're still running spice, and now he's running. It just doesn't make sense.
It's like, okay, then it's like Maul attacking me, right? In my own house, and he kills, I don't know, my sister. And then 5 years later, I'm in the same house. Wait, why would I stay here? Why would I not go in the...
Right.
Let me go to Mexico.
They don't tell you why Boba's connected to Tatooine. Like, he's not from there.
Yeah.
He worked for an employer there. That's where he had his last job, to bring in Han Solo, right? Like,
and he succeeded.
It doesn't make sense why he wants to be the Daimo at all. They don't really clarify that.
Is he giving that up?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I assumed at the end that he was giving it up. But I'm like, what was the point in this show?
That's what I thought.
Right. Like, what's the point of the show? What's the point of Luke? That really irked me, man. Like,
why
Grogu coming back to Mando before even a season. Before even the season. Like, how much time has passed? Literally, how much time has passed from when Luke picked him up to when Grogu just came back? A week?
I have another...
2 weeks? A month? What the fuck? How long was he gone for?
Well, we have to say, how long was Boba in charge of the place? Because...
I would say maybe a week, because we saw him sleeping in the back of the tank for 4 times. So...
Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, my God. This has been a stressful week for this old man.
Yeah, all of this happened within like a week or 2.
So, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt and say a month. Just the benefit of the doubt.
It's like a summer.
Yeah.
I'll give 3 months. Yeah. Okay. So great. Grogu went to summer camp.
Yeah. got shot by a droid, and it was like, oh no, I'm sick of this.
Yeah.
I'll go back to the guy who protects me.
That whole emotional scene with Djarin taking off his helmet and crying and Grogu touching his face and Luke saying that it's the best for him. This is where he needs to be, right? With his own kind, all of this.
Yeah.
And then
now we can't,
he
now we
hands
can't
him
even go
back. He hands him back in an Uber.
Yeah, wait.
Me.
It's not even the fact of, hey, Ahsoka, before you leave, could you please bring Grogu?
Yeah,
Please.
Exactly.
Can you make sure that he makes it safely?
like I knew he was coming back. I knew he was coming back, but
Yeah, it was. I didn't expect it in this show. I didn't expect it here.
Literally, let's say a month beforehand, he was being hunted down and captured by Moff Gideon. But no, we're just gonna let a random droid fly him across the galaxy where Gideon could capture him again.
yeah.
Did he say he was going to Tatooine?
No, that's what I'm asking. I asked. I was like, how did Mando first find where Grogu was? And second of all, how did fucking Grogu find him at Tatooine?
Yeah, wait. And what happens if he didn't stay at Tatooine too long?
Yeah.
Then Grogu was like, I need to find him.
Yeah. The Adventures of Grogu and R2. He just
At the end of
He's in the droid story.
We're gonna say Crumbsy?
At the end of season 2, whenever they met up, they must have exchanged like radio frequencies so that they could track each
But
other.
he has a new radio frequency.
Here's where I'm at. I don't have the same ship, right? Because my ship blew up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wait.
Yep.
I gave you this frequency. Oh crap! My ship
it's the
blew
wrong
up.
frequency.
And they even made it a point during Boba Fett that shit can't be tracked.
Yeah. Yeah. That
So he must have told him.
who?
And I guess he was gonna. I guess he told Ahsoka.
Was it a piece of paper inside the armor that he made for him?
You know what
I
he
will
did? He
be
wrote
on
SOS, but he said he wrote Tatooine on sand somewhere.
Yeah.
And Luke just randomly found it.
No,
It was
Luke.
like
Luke just closed his
Tatooine.
eyes and said, "Your friend's on Tatooine. Don't worry, I'll have R2 take you in our finest X-wing, and you can go see him."
Imagine R2D2 gets blown up. It's like I don't have a ship. What am I supposed to do?
Luke made the phone call this time and connected with the
Man.
Force itself. And
That's right. Force said Mando's on Tatooine. Sean in chat says, I said that Grogu comes back is going to ruin Mando season 3 for me. Makes me lose all hope for Star Wars shows. Sean, when I saw, honest to God, when I saw Grogu, when I saw the X-Wing, I was like, there it is. I was like, Luke's bringing him back. I said, here comes my prediction, right? And then when the door opened up and I was like, I don't see his head. I was like, oh
no.
I went, that's exactly what I did. Out loud, I went, oh no. I was like, and then Grogu's head popped out. I went, what the fuck? I was like, what is this? This is what the fuck? I was like, that just shit on everything. I was like, Luke not coming back with Grogu literally shits on everything. Like, what was the point of Luke showing up and saving him on the ship? What was the point of all? Like, it all just went down the shitter for me. And I was just like, oh God. I was like, this is it. This is not Star Wars, man. This is literally circle jerk. That's what it is. It's like, hey, you like Star Wars? You like Boba Fett? Here it is. Here's a guy that's like Boba Fett. It's Mando, right? And then, here's Boba Fett. Oh, look, we're showing you Ahsoka. We're showing you Luke. We're going to show you all these things. And yet it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, I felt like last week was more of, hey, let's see how people like this version of Luke. Let's see if people like it. So if people don't like it, it's like, maybe we should rethink that Jedi Academy show. Maybe we should animate it.
If anything, they should have not brought Grogu back at all this episode.
They shouldn't have brought Mandalorian back. I'm going to be honest. Because, okay, do you think that he went to Mandalore as well?
No, not yet.
I mean, but we didn't. Okay, how much time was in between when he went to go see Grogu and that?
Literally a short period of time, because they say it. Like, so he sees the guy, he gets kicked out, sees the girl, gets kicked out of the crew, of the guild, okay? Says you have to go do this, right? And then he flies back to help Boba Fett, right? At that time. And says, "Oh, I need to go find a friend." Right? That's basically at the end of that episode. He gets his ship, says, "I have to make a short stop." goes and visits Grogu, comes back and does this whole thing. Like literally, no time has passed. It's like a day, maybe, right?
Well, that's my thing. I don't know because of the fact, like, okay, like I don't even know how long he was the crime boss, right?
I'm telling you,
have to
maybe
make
a month.
estimates.
Maybe a month.
Like we're saying a month to 3 months probably passed. It's like in between that gap. It's like so like if they really wanted to, they could be like, well, a week passed for Mando in between 5 and 6. It's like what?
Yeah.
So did he go to Mandalore to jump
No,
in the
he hasn't
water?
gotten to Mandalore yet. That's where they're going now.
Yeah,
That's
so
the season
I wonder
3
how
plot.
long. That's gonna be unique. He's just gonna actually jump in some water and then
Yeah, he's gonna try to find it. He'll probably find it in episode 1 or 2.
and then he'll go back.
But
and then the
something
armor
else will
would be
happen,
returned.
right? He has to go on a quest to find some random person. That random person is going to tell him, look for this. And then he's going to go look for this and can't find it. And they're going to go on an adventure. And then they're going to find wild animals. And Grogu's going to learn how to use the more force. And he's going to learn how to use the saber. And they're both
He's
going to
use force healing.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that's going to happen. He's not just going to
Sorry.
find it episode 1.
I'm thinking episode 3 max.
Maybe, yeah. Episode 3, yeah.
And then he's gonna have to fight for Mandalore, and then they're gonna be like, "You're the best leader we've ever had, Vin. You're the
And then
best out of us
Boba's
all."
gonna show
It's
up
like,
and kill them all.
Yeah.
Boba's gonna show up without his helmet, kill one, and then 99 of them gonna shoot him in the head.
Like a bantha.
What was your favorite, like actually like an actual part in the show? Was there anything that you liked in the actual show? In this episode?
Oh, in this episode?
Yeah.
Oh, let me think.
I could tell you what I would have liked. I would have liked Luke showing up and being emotional, being on Tatooine again, and then his interaction with Boba Fett.
Yeah. There's a missed opportunity. How do you not bring back the thing to the planet that you're from?
I like the designs of the giant droidicus.
Yeah, those were cool. I don't know what they're called. They said something like Scorpion something or
I
I
like
call them
those.
Terminator bots.
yeah, I just called them like droidicas. That's what I call them, like adaptoid, like a super adaptoid droidica or something. You know what I mean?
I like that plan of staying in the busted up building that's set ablaze.
Yeah,
I love that. Why not go back in the building where you know all your quarters?
I have a
And be
question.
like, they're coming after.
Yeah.
So
They exit the building from the back and the side. Yet, why didn't you do that and then
Earlier.
flank everyone? Yeah,
why didn't you take out the snipers and kill Cad Bane? Now be sending a giant message.
yeah.
Mhm.
It's like, hey, we killed your biggest gun. We killed your best thing besides the droids. I was like, oh look.
You know what my favorite scene was? Was when Boba Fett and Din Djarin, that scene, that was a good scene because it showed exactly how much the Beskar armor is plot
Yeah.
armor.
Right,
Yeah.
right. They were just standing out in the middle of the floor, just getting shot left and right, in the head, in the back, in the thing. I was like, oh boy.
I
Does it?
laughed when that happened. It's like, why aren't you going on top of the building you were just in? You'd have the highest advantage point in that whole area.
Well, his jetpack was out of fuel at that moment until he got more fuel when he left to go get the Rancor.
Yep.
No, I'm talking about.
No, I'm saying,
man.
yeah,
And then-
they landed in the middle of the street after their jetpack, and then they didn't fly off to do anything else. Like, why would you, if there's snipers, why would you land on the ground? Why wouldn't you land on top of the building?
You have a jetpack.
You have a
want
fucking
everyone to
jetpack.
imagine Buzz Lightyear is just flying in the middle when there's a missile going right towards him. He pulls down his helmet and goes straight first towards the missile.
Yeah,
Just head first. He tanks it and dies.
it's
It's
so,
like, oh, that's smart.
it's so ridiculous.
And then I love the fact Boba's like, I got this, guys. I'll shoot the
Yeah,
shield.
I'm gonna
with
shoot
my
the shield
missile."
with my missile. Yeah,
It's
I've
like,
never seen a shield before ever.
In episode 1, I saw a shield. It's like, I won't do that again. Like, oh.
What does a
And then it's
shield
like-
do? Hold on a second. Let me shoot my rocket and see if it still works as a shield.
So, what made these different from the normal droidicas? What made it different? I thought you could just slide through,
They were
but you just couldn't shoot it.
well. That's what I thought as well. I thought the
Power
shields.
plus
I thought the shields were shields for weapons, but you could just walk through them and then kill the
Yeah.
thing. But apparently not,
But not
which is
this one.
which is fine.
It's
Which is-
better.
Which is fine. I'm okay with that. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, great. But what are you going to use to? And they did the exact same thing they did before. Like, what broke the shield? A Rancor. So a gun and a sword and energy sword and a gun can't break through the shield at all to break it down.
Like brute force?
But brute force could.
What
It's
about
like-
the vibroblade?
Oh, by the way, I
Oh,
love
that
the fact
probably
Mando's
would've
more
been work.
calm now, meaning he can swing that sword now with more ease.
Well, he was still struggling with it, but at the same time,
Well,
yeah,
Not
Hey.
as much as he was on the
right.
what was that place called? Did they have a name for the port the armor was in? I have to go
The
call
Halo
up the
ring.
Mandalorian.
You talk about the Halo ring that they were on?
Yeah, he was asking for it, and then he went there.
Yeah, no, I don't know what the name of the place was.
Yeah, like he seemed to have way easier control. Like he wasn't. I'd say, what was it? I wouldn't say as good as Sabine when she was done with her training with Kanan, but he's almost there. He's
Because
almost there
Grogu was
now.
close.
Couple more swings. Got it. Yeah.
You think Grogu was just helping him?
Yep, Grogu just using the Force on Din Djarin to help him use it.
I don't understand that. And then, so I don't understand the bikers' plan. Why were they staying in a little corner?
What do you?
Why were they in a little alleyway?
When they got ambushed,
Yeah, why were they in that little corner?
That's where they
because
ran
the
to
Power
hide.
Rangers can't be too strong.
Yeah, that's
But
where they
like-
ran to hide,
Not a.
and then they ran to hide behind a vehicle. The
And
vehicle
then
made
they
me
ran
laugh.
behind a wall.
Why did they jump in the building?
I laughed so hard when I was like, they came around the corner with everybody. All the reinforcements were in one vehicle. I was like,
Imagine
I would have laughed if they blew up. Like, and
they just threw a grenade.
yeah,
down.
they just threw a grenade and
It's
blew
like,
up the whole fucking thing, right? And then they park it in front of
'em.
where all the bullets are going. And
And then
then
you
they
lost
blow up
access to the turret.
they blow up the turret, and then the next scene, there's no smoke, there's no fire, there's no nothing. They're just all hiding behind the vehicle.
Yeah, the vehicle that could easily be blown up by 50 people shooting at one time.
Which
And the
also the
Vespas
vehicle
show up.
also floats and their feet are exposed.
Yeah, it's like, imagine if one of them got shot and it's like, guys, aim for their feet. Bang, 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 bang.
Yeah. What
Kills
were
8
you
of
gonna
them.
say, Krebsy?
Then the Vespas show up.
Then the
Oh my
Vespas came down that
God.
street, and then where do they go? They also hide behind the vehicle that's getting shot at in the middle of the street. No one tries to
Then-
flank. No one tries to go to the side. No one tries to get up on top of roofs. Nothing. They all
it's like-
hide behind the vehicle in the middle of the fucking
No
street.
joke.
Why did they not go back in the building?
When I was watching that scene, all I could think of is the endgame scene.
Oh, but
Oh.
it's worse.
Yeah.
It's 100 times worse. Because I'd rather watch the scene with all the female Avengers
It
10 times.
the whole battle sequence, and then they run. Okay, so picture this: they run from the vehicle
Yes.
down the long road, down the
Yes.
street, to go hide behind a small wall.
Yep.
They didn't dive into alleyways and separate at all.
Yeah.
They all ran from point A to point B and then hit at B, a small
Man.
wall.
Mm-hmm.
They're so lucky that none of those people had a grenade. None of the pikes. That grenade would have took out so many.
Yeah, no grenades, no plan. They literally had no plan when they came to this town. They literally
it's
just went into the city and said, "We're gonna hide in this building, and then we're gonna fight them out front of this building."
They essentially did this. Here's a gun, everybody. Go out.
Boba Fett has the seismic charges that he had for Slave One. He could have put those under the ground, created a kill zone, and just killed everyone
I thought
instantaneously.
for sure there was gonna be an A-team moment where they got here and started putting booby traps
Yup.
and whatnot. And I was like, oh, first of all, I was like, you should do it at Jabba's palace, because why would you go to the town?
In a
Because
flaming-
the Pikes are coming after you. And if
Yeah.
you're in your palace is a literal fortress, okay? It's a fortress that stops people from coming to get you. You could have laid traps down. You know the environment. All the Pikes are coming to fight you. They're in your facility. There's less of you, more of them, but you know you're building, so you're killing them all. It was so
It was-
But how would the Vespas drive down the street?
I know
You
why.
could have them show up. You could have them show up out of like a far distance. They come out of somewhere, and then you just start gunning them down, and then they go into the garage, and it's like ditch the Vespas, go undercover.
The droids should have showed up to the Jabba's palace, okay, or Boba's palace, and then all of a sudden that's when they have to bring the slave one out to fight, and the Rancor comes out, and they're fighting him outside the Jabba's palace, and then when they're being overwhelmed and pushed back because there's so many robots, the X-Wing comes into the sequence, and Luke Skywalker steps out of the thing and helps them. And Boba Fett, even though how angry he would be at Luke Skywalker, because the last time he saw them is the reason he fell into the goddamn Sarlacc pit, okay, he would look at him and go, thank you. And they could have, and then the fucking credits roll, and then you're like, you don't know if Grogu chooses Mando, you don't know anything else, you just see Luke showing up with, and then end credits, show me what happens next season with Mando or whatever else, right?
Yeah, do a little sneak peek.
Not even do the Han Solo thing. I said.
Yeah, the Han Solo thing with the kid in the foreground, and
oh my god, I love how Boba Fett. I love how Cad Bake died. He died to a stick.
do you think he's dead?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because
what was that beeping?
Unless,
what was the beeping?
What beeping?
He died and there was beeping.
He died and there was beeping. No. He died and there was like this beeping. I thought it was a fucking grenade, and then nothing happened.
I thought it was his life support. He's pretty old now.
That could have been, but
he's like 70.
Maybe.
It's probably that, and it probably beeped, and then it just stopped. And it was like,
I don't know. I just feel like
I hope that's not the way he died. He died to the end of a stick.
You know how Boba said that he wanted to bring the fight to the palace, right?
Yes.
And then the biker chick said that we should do it in the city.
Right. So of course I'm going to listen to the biker chick because I'm the Daimo and you're some fucking hippie, and I'm going to listen to you. Yeah.
I'm about to make it worse, okay? Maybe the biker chick wanted to get people mass casualties so that her business is good with the body modifications with all the limbs that would have got.
Maybe.
That makes sense.
Maybe, yeah.
But it's like, I don't get it. What a plan. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have all these, let's fight in this flamed up building. And why did they bring the mayor's assistant?
When she said, if you're going to fight at your palace, then be my guest, Boba should have went, okay, and left and went to the fucking palace, and they should have all got slaughtered, and then he's the only one left in his palace fighting all these pikes.
And then
that would have been badass.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Whenever the Rancor is raging in the city, where's Danny Trejo?
Yeah, Danny Trejo really came here.
He literally was just the trainer that brought the Rancor. That was it.
He's the trainer. He can't tell the thing to calm down?
No. He literally brought it to... Okay, so in Return of the Jedi, the trainer that cries when the Rancor dies in Return of the Jedi, that's his trainer, and that's the first thing he laid. So like it was his... If he told it to go jump, he would jump. When he took the blinders off of it, Boba is his trainer. He is the owner. Danny Trejo's character was literally just the person that trained it up until that point and then released it to Boba. He was just a drop-off point. He doesn't work at the palace. He's not working with the Rancor. He's literally brought it there for him. That was it. That was his whole point.
I'm surprised though, because it's like when you want to learn how to like not agitate it in any way, shape, or form.
He did. He said, "Will you teach me?" And you just have to assume that between episodes, time passed, and he taught him how to ride them.
I wish that we saw that. That would have been a fun scene. Even like that would have been funnier than the "let's build a car" when I paid you to make the car.
right. So for the plane sequence, yeah.
God, man. Imagine going to BMW and being like, I want a white.
We'll hop back.
I want a crimson.
Yeah, we'll hop back here and let's build it together.
It's like, no, give me my money back. I'm gonna go to a different port. Goodbye. That's like, I paid you to do. I just wanted this. Imagine, right? You want a crimson Jeep BMW, right? And then they offer you a sports car that looks like Bumblebee. It's like, this isn't what I asked at all.
In no way, shape, or form should our theories and stuff be better than the actual show.
Hire me. I'll accept $100.
Okay.
$100.
Like,
Well, it's better.
you would have
All
to
of us
think.
for $1 million.
You would have to think that the person writing these things is like, what can we do?
It's high.
What can we do to make this
To make it
better?
bad.
Right?
Oh.
And then I understand there's budget. I understand there's budgeting and whatnot, and there's practical stuff that you have to. But holy shit, man! Like
You can save it though.
I hope they blew all their money on Kenobi.
Oh god, I doubt it. It's
I
gonna be
hope
it's
so.
gonna be a lot of
Wait.
deserts. It's gonna be a lot of desert.
There's nothing you can really CGI. Okay, look, what are they going to CGI? The lightsabers again? That's not even CGI. Sorry. So it's a lightsaber. Probably if they want to show Maul versus him for an episode, I guess.
I
but
don't
we
know.
already saw it.
Yeah, I don't know why they would bring that back. I don't know.
Live action version.
Sure, but we already have a story there, and it's canon and it's real. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, it's like why redo it?
and
Why re-show it?
you can't show Vader fighting Obi-Wan. They never saw each other up until New Hope when they fought each other in the Death Star.
Do you think it ends with Obi-Wan dead on the ground thinking of Anakin? Like in the final episode, he's thinking of Anakin and how much he failed him.
I mean,
No.
the only
I think you'll end with him just seeing his face.
Do you know what would be funny? It would be funny to if this was like at the end episode of Obi-Wan. It takes place during episode 4, during the Death Star scene where they're fighting each other. But in their head, they think they're fighting like they did in like Phantom Menace. You know what I mean? Or like Revenge of the Sith, where they're like flipping over each other and like fighting. But really, all they did, like Luke and them were just watching them, and all they're doing is going ksh, ksh, like stiff as a board. But in their head, Anakin and Obi-Wan are so old that they think that they're fighting like awesome, but they're really not. It's just a POV of like what?
It's like going to your friend's house and being like, "Hey, can I play with Buzz Lightyear?"
Yeah.
It's like, pew,
yeah.
Let's go, Bullseye. Like, what the world?
Because they can't show Vader and Obi-Wan fighting. They can't. They the last time they saw each other is before he turns to Vader, and the last time they saw each other was at in the Death Star.
Wouldn't it be funny? He sees Vader though, and he had to try to hide his presence.
I mean, sure, he doesn't know he turns to Vader. So, but the line. Well, he knows he finds out sometime down the road that it's him, but he doesn't know he turns. You know what I'm saying? Like after he chops off his legs and limbs and stuff, he doesn't know he turns into Vader. He could have an inkling of something, but like Ahsoka didn't know he turned into Vader.
How's it gonna be? Oh man, wait, that really is the next show, huh?
That's the next show, yeah, May 25th.
That's right after Moon Knight.
Yeah.
Wow, that's gonna be a tonal shift for me.
Having Luke show up would have been great nod to Return of the Jedi. That would have made more sense to the tie into the storyline. Yeah.
Another missed opportunity. They didn't give us an Avatar scene.
Yeah, no Avatar scene.
Avatar. What do you mean?
Blue people with a bunch of raiders.
Oh.
All the raiders coming together and fighting for Boba.
Oh, I was like, what? I was like, why would they be here? Or I thought you were talking about the Avatar. The last
no, he's talking. He's just talking about.
I was so confused. That'd been funny.
What were? Fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say now.
My bad.
No, it's okay. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff, man. They could have done, shoulda, woulda, coulda, didn't, and now we're sitting here waiting for the next series, which I'm gonna watch Obi-Wan, and I'll probably critique it as just as good or bad as this, but they can't show like moving on into Obi-Wan now. They can't show like what are they gonna show, like what's the adventures? Because supposedly Ben was stayed on Tatooine the entire time.
Yeah, that was his whole thing. He stayed to make sure Luke was safe.
So are they showing adventures of him like going other places for these couple episodes? Like I don't know.
No, I
don't
think
sense.
You said okay, it's going to be a 50-50 split between Darth Vader and Obi-Wan, okay? But what I personally think is that the Obi-Wan show isn't going to be about Obi-Wan whatsoever, and it's going to be about Amelia Clark's character and further background on Darth Maul.
Nah, I don't want a Darth Maul backstory. I know everything I need to.
No,
I don't want them to
I know what
Disney-fy him.
Obi-Wan's show's going to be. Are you ready? We're gonna see young Luke Skywalker. Okay, we're gonna see a couple scenes of Ben talking to his uncle and whatnot, and we'll see Luke in the distance, and that's how they'll make you fond of that. They'll be like, oh, there's Luke as a kid.
It's like I already.
They'll show Darth Vader having scenes that maybe they show Luke and Leia as children, and then have him ponder about Padme and having like flashbacks about Padme and stuff like that. Like I don't know, man. I can see a cooler part of Vader showing how he interacts with how he's coming up the ranks, like what he's doing, more than I see Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan became a hermit onto the planet.
Like, is he gonna kill a bunch of Tuskens? Because that's gonna seem weird to watch Boba Fett and be like, well, Tuskens are good.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like, is Obi-Wan bad now?
We might actually see Grogu during Obi-Wan.
He was on Tatooine.
Oh,
No, if Anakin, I don't know, if Anakin saved him at the temple,
yeah, could have done something.
Tatooine, I don't know, something could have happened.
That's
Didn't
another thing.
Find Grogu at first on Tatooine?
Yeah, no, we found him here in most whatever the city was called. Yeah,
It was Tatooine, though, right?
it was Tatooine. Yeah.
Oh well, yeah, that'd be cool. But I tried to tell my friend how to watch these shows now.
With both eyes closed.
Yeah, it was like you have to watch Acolytes, so don't start until Acolytes comes out. I was like, oh, what? Why would I? What? It's like,
Isn't that
Acolytes-
supposed to be like time travel and all that?
time travel.
No, I think Acolytes is just more of the Siths, Sith and stuff
Oh,
like
thank
that.
God.
Someone told me that's time travel.
I
If
mean,
it's
it
time travel,
could
that's
be.
just-
It could have something to do with the veil.
Like I said in chat, okay, there's an easy way you could fix Star Wars. Okay, you have episode 7 through 9 be when Palpatine lived, and the Mandoverse that is actually based off of episode 1 through 6 is when Palpatine dies.
We do 2 separate timelines.
Yeah, I don't know where they go with this. It all leads to the Shitaji.
Yeah,
7, 8, 9, the Shitaji.
they haven't confirmed a single show that's taking place after 7, huh?
Nope.
After 6.
They had ideas for shows that were going to come up. There was supposed to be an animated show of Rey after episode 9.
That would have been a disaster.
I don't know if they're still. I think it's still in the works.
Oh my!
Yeah.
Oh, wow!
So
Thank God they haven't released that information.
and then supposedly, I mean, this is years ago now. After when the
Oof.
last one came out, there was supposed to be an animated show, and then there was supposed to be another technical, like, either a show or another trilogy of after 7, 8, and 9, like after that.
You know what
time
that
frame.
animated show would be about, right?
Ray's daughter.
No, not even that. Oh, but sort of. I was gonna say Rey has twins. One's a Sith, the other's a Jedi.
Yeah,
That
if
could
the
be
rumors and the the speculations are if Solo popped a baby in her with the Force power, then that would make sense. So
Imagine.
I mean, that's
Man.
how Anakin was created. So
Oh man, but
full
what
circle.
else? Do you think we're gonna see Boba Fett season 2, but he's gonna be a background character as well?
I
And
do
the sheriff will be.
I do
the main
think
character.
I do think we get a season 2. I don't know if we get a standalone season 2 or if
Probably not.
they take Boba and put him in like Mando season 3 and 4, like just take an episode or two and like tie it together with Mando instead of like I said last week. I said I think they'll do this show. I think they'll start doing the series sort of like The Walking Dead, where The Walking Dead one episode would be, not with the whole group, but it would be about a character, and then they'll do a story of that. I think you'll see more of what happened with Mando in this series, where they had 2 episodes of that. I think they'll have. That's why I think Vader is going to be half the episodes of Obi-Wan. I think Mando will have Ahsoka in a couple. We'll have Luke in a couple, and then they'll just keep doing it with the Ahsoka show, with Jedi show, whatever it is.
Oh yeah, you're right. We don't know. Well, we know Rex is alive because of Bad Batch, but we don't know what happened to Ahsoka after they left that planet.
We know nothing after
After they left the destruction of the Star Cruiser.
well, no, yeah, we do, because
No, I mean that gap in time.
yeah, we still do. So
Oh.
Ahsoka becomes Fulcrum, right? She becomes that's where that crash of the ship is before Rebels. Rebels, we see her grow up and become Fulcrum, and Fulcrum is she starts the rebellion.
No, I meant the gap in between that. Like, what made her to join the rebellion and all that? Like
right. But what I'm saying,
how many years was that? I mean,
between when she left, it's like 15 years.
Oh, then yeah, that's an easy show to do,
right? So,
especially in Obi-Wan.
But that's not what Ahsoka's taking place. Ahsoka's taking place after Rebels.
No, I'm saying that's an easy episode in Obi-Wan. It's like, hey, do you want to know what happened?
If you're doing Ahsoka, yeah, they could do that.
Yeah, it's like we'll speed run through the 15 years.
But I don't think they will, because then they would have to recast Ahsoka and do the makeup and stuff on a different character that was playing her. I think the Ahsoka show is just going to be
post Rebels.
I think it's going to be Rebels. It's going to be Rebels, the sequel to Rebels, but the live action version.
Is it now? Are they going to have it be right after Rebels and then pass both of these times that she showed up?
It would have to be, because you would assume the part that when she leaves Luke in this series is when she goes and gets Sabine at the end of Rebels, when they do the future like breakdown, right? It takes years afterwards. I think it's like 6 years after, which would put it right in line with Mando, right? So when she leaves Luke and says, "I'll see you around," and he's like, "Will I ever see you again?" Whatever, blah blah blah. She's leaving right from there to go get Sabine to go find Ezra. That's what I believe.
Do you think she'll just find the veil? Do you think she'll find the veil and then save Ezra that way?
No, because Ezra is. They have to find Ezra because he teleported to the ship with Thrawn.
No, I mean before he you know how Ahsoka was saved right like seconds before she died. Like,
sure.
What happens if she goes
to the veil and then grabs him before he teleports? I guess.
Yeah, it's like
that's a kind of a cop out. Happen. Yeah, I hope that's a cop out.
It's like, what was the point in this whole show? You might as well have not removed Ezra. You might as well have just had Ezra survive in space like not Padme, Leia. He's just floating in space like.
Sean says, I think Obi-Wan will be about the time after him and Anakin fought in Sith and will be led up to the New Hope. Well,
yeah.
Supposedly it's 10 years after, so it could lead up. It could lead up from that to, 10 years after. So that would be. Well, that means Luke would be 10 by the 10 starting at 10. So
how old was he at the beginning
18,
of New Hope?
18.
He was 18?
Yeah. It's 18 years.
Oh, man, that's too many years back.
Yeah.
Oof. They should have done 15 years at least.
Yeah. So
Luke, because then you can't do the Ahsoka episode.
Yeah, Luke will be 10.
Oh, yeah, they're going to do... Do they need to recast Ahsoka? If they do that? Because it's 10 years after.
Yeah, because she's much older now.
Yeah, it's like 10 years after the end of the Clone Wars.
You're doing 10 of Clone Wars, but it's 18. New Hope is 18. So there's 18 years there, and then there's an additional 5 years on top of that. So you're talking 21 years. So if Ahsoka was, let's say, 16, 17, then you add the 18, she's 36, and then plus another 5, she's in her 40s right now.
Yeah, so how many people look that much different? Like in between when they're 35 to when they're 42?
I mean, I look a hell of a lot different than I was when I was 30.
Like 35 to like 40 at least. Like how much different do a lot of people look after
It
just
all
5 years.
depends, right? It all depends.
Yeah, stress. Well,
They're
it has been
also
stress
aliens.
before.
Right.
Yeah, that's another thing. Cad Bane doesn't look that much different than he's 70.
Yeah. It looks like he ate a lot of salt though. That's why his face
Yeah.
was swollen. Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
have two questions.
You know what's funny? I mind Cad Bane's teeth in this, but I rewatched the first Spider-Man
His
movie. I didn't mind seeing Willem Dafoe's mouth in between the darkness of that helmet.
yeah.
I was like, why does this look weird?
Yeah.
This should look intimidating,
yeah.
not me laughing at him.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Krebsy? 2 questions.
Should we be worried about Mando season 3, given how trash this was?
If you have Robert Rodriguez directing, I would say yes. If you have Dallas Bryce Howard directing, I think the episodes that she did in season 1 and 2, and then in this, I thought she did a very good job in all her episodes. And same with the other girl, woman director, I forget her name, the one that did the Ahsoka episode last season of Mando, and then she did one other. A lot better directors in Mando than Robert Rodriguez. Robert Rodriguez did that one episode last season with Boba Fett, where he like slaughtered all the guys and stuff, which is a cool action sequence. But the writing and everything else just sucks with him. So I don't want to see him again in the series.
I have a question. What was your favorite part of episodes 1, 2, 3, 4, and 7 of Boba Fett?
I like the story of him coming out of the. I don't mind the story of him and the Tusken Raiders. I thought it was an interesting type of story that they were trying to tell, but it didn't really pay off. Just like the Daimo story didn't really pay off, and just like any other thing they try to do didn't pay off. Like it's like the stories that they're trying to tell are just very, half-witted, I should say.
What about you, Krebsy?
Nah, I think the whole series, except for 5 and 6, was trash.
Okay. I feel like they were trying to do. I know no one here, I think, likes this show. I think they were trying to do what Arrow does, but it's like you can't do that here. You should have just done an entire.
Yeah, but Arrow has 22 episodes a season. This has 6.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like
right. You know what I mean?
What they should have done is, if you're going to do a season 2, this is what you do. You show him, what is it? We had 7 episodes. And how many episodes was filled with the Tuskens? 4. Well, 3.
4.
You could have done.
Yeah.
I thought. Oh yeah,
he had flashback scenes for 4 episodes.
Oh yeah, crap! I forgot. So let's say you combine all the Tusken stuff in like
one episode. One episode could have been one episode.
Yeah,
one hour long episode, and you could have done everything that you needed to do there.
You could even remove some of it.
Here, the best part about this episode was this is the longest episode. The shitty part about this episode, it was the longest episode. Yeah.
Yeah. Why was this the longest? This was longest in the pilot, huh?
This was 1 hour. This is 1 hour long.
Huh. What was it?
It's actually 55 minutes or whatever it is.
Yeah, but that's still longer than every other episode. It's like, but why is that? What a strange thing to do. We're going to have the longest episode be the final episode.
And the fight just got dragged on. It just got dragged on. I was like, all right, I'm done with this battle sequence.
I kept skipping around. I was like, oh, are they done yet? They're not. And I was like,
it was ridiculous.
What's happening? And it's like, y'all can fly. Just fly.
All right. I'm going to end it here. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Do you think we get, since they announced the date that Obi-Wan's coming, do we get a trailer for it during Super Bowl?
No. I think we get a teaser, but we don't see our first trailer until May 4th.
May the 4th, yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay. Second question, I already know the answer. Anything happening between now and the Moon Knight on Wednesdays?
Me playing video games up until a new show comes out.
Okay.
I
That's what I
might,
was thinking.
I might, if I have a buddy working on a logo. I'm thinking about a Star Wars themed like name. So like the Endgame podcast talks about Marvel news. I'm making one about Star Wars that'll be all Star Wars based. So on Wednesday nights, it'll no longer be like the Obi-Wan podcast and the Boba Fett podcast, and so even when the Marvel comes out, even Moon Knight, it'll be the Endgame podcast, Moon Knight edition, chapter 1 or whatever it is, right?
Oh, we'll just be talking about mainly. Oh, you'll just be mainly talking about Marvel in general.
Right. So on even when on Wednesdays, Endgame podcast will be Endgame podcast, but Moon Knight edition. You know what I mean? Like that's what it is. It's just going to be a generic, because I don't want to keep making. It takes a lot of time to make all these logos and things and different scenes and all this other stuff. So I'm going to make it just Marvel, and then have even on Tuesdays it'll still be Marvel Endgame podcast. But when I cover stuff on Marvel, it'll be Marvel. When I cover stuff on Star Wars, I'll have a Star Wars edition. That way, if I can do breakout videos, if it's a trailer, like the Obi-Wan trailer drops, right, I can just put it out there under the moniker of my Star Wars show.
I guess my question is, will we be able to discuss the Moon Knight episode?
Yeah.
If it comes out on Wednesdays.
Yeah, no, it is coming out on Wednesdays. Yeah.
Okay.
So Wednesday night, starting March 30th, will be the Moon Knight stuff. But so instead of the Boba Fett podcast, it'll be the Endgame podcast, Moon Knight, episode 1.
What he's practically saying is, for us, it wouldn't be anything changing.
Nothing different for you guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the exact same. On Wednesday nights, instead of Star Wars now, it'll be Marvel. And then when I have Star Wars content, even if Star Wars is not happening, even if news comes out, they announce a new show, whatever, I'll have either upload videos or live shows of this will be a Star Wars show labeled, and then what we're talking about type of stuff.
I guess my last question would be, who would you cast for Sabine, unless they already finalized someone?
There was rumors going around. I don't know if she got the job. Let me see.
Let me open. So okay.
Well, if they do a Boba Fett season 2, okay, the actor for Boba said that he wants to hunt down Mace Windu. I think he spoiled the plot.
He hunts down a dead body. He just goes back to Coruscant.
Yeah. Casting
Mary Elizabeth Weinstein. Yeah.
There's some rumors of this girl. Where is she?
Okay, I have to stream up. Back to it. Let's see.
Yeah, this is who I think they might be getting for Sabine. I don't know if it's true or not. That girl right there. Natasha Liu or Dizo. I don't know if she actually got casted, but that's the last rumor that she's going to be playing Sabine in the Ahsoka series.
Interesting.
So I don't know what else she's done or been in, but that's still, we're talking next year. You know,
wouldn't it be funny they cast the one that's on the third row in the middle that was in the Matrix? She had blue hair. They get her and they just give her
whatever her name was. Yeah.
They get a. I mean, what is she? Is she tall enough? She already.
Here, someone mocked her up. Here, this is a mock-up of her as Sabine. I think she fits the part.
She's not bad in shows. She was probably
no. I'm talking about the girl I just showed you, Natasha. Oh. Yeah. They mocked her up as Sabine. Oh. I don't think she looks bad. I think she looks fine for the character.
Yeah. Huh.
Like I said, I don't know much about her, so. We're still time away. As a Star Wars fan, I'm excited to see what they do, but then in the back of my mind, I'm always like, I know I'm going to be disappointed.
Yeah, it's not going to be as good. It's just like you gotta look. I hate having to lower my standards.
Right.
Like, why should I
Yeah.
have to do that?
Yeah. I feel that way.
Who's Afra?
Who's what?
APHRA.
A-
Afra. She's gonna be in Ahsoka.
APH. What?
Let me see.
APHRA. It's the character's name. They're supposedly being played by Mary Elizabeth Weinstein.
I have no idea.
Someone that Sabine. No. Crap. I forgot her name. Crap. Oh, she's someone. Who's
You talk about
who's the pilot?
Dr. Afri?
No, are you talking? Wait, Cresby, look in chat real quick. Are you talking about this person?
You talking about this is the one I think you're talking about. If
I saw her
this is
with the
the
person that was
character,
in Rebels.
this is the character you're talking about. Dr. Afri, is that what you're talking about?
I don't know. Okay, a couple of weeks ago, I posted a thing who an actor who was going to be in Ahsoka. Okay, I looked her up, what role she's playing, and she's playing Afra. Doesn't say what her name is; just says Afra.
Yeah, if
this is a
if that's the same character, that's the same character.
She's a female archaeologist.
Yeah, I don't know the character myself.
A human female archaeologist recruited by Darth Vader after the Battle of Yavin. Oh.
Yeah, human female archaeologist recruited by Darth Vader after Battle of Yavin.
Huh.
Okay. Fulfilled several missions, Sith Lord. Fulfilled several missions for the Sith Lord before falling out of favor. Faking her own death. Continued to roam the galaxy with 2 droids. Okay.
Who the 2 droids?
Of course, introducing yourself, recruit, avatar, occasional romantic partner. Okay. But this is before the Battle of Yavin, right? Or is it after? After the Battle of Yavin. So it can't be like the 2 droids can't be R2 and C-3PO.
I was about to say that'd be hilarious.
I don't know.
Wait, is she part of new or old canon?
New canon. I don't know. Yeah.
Because if she was part of old canon, they could do that. Because they say a new character that will be roaming with the droids. So, With first introducing herself, yeah. With Buddy Alien Joystick? What a great first name for an aliens.
I'm trying to see what else they.
Sorry for going off topic.
No, you're good.
I'm looking up. So.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Han Solo.
I'm trying to look to see.
Oh wait, yeah. The last thing I see on her is it's during episode in between the episode 5 and 6, because during the Emperor, Han Solo was taken in carbonite and given to Boba Fett for delivery to Jabba the Hutt. However, the forces for reemerging syndicates Crimson Dawn stole the carbonite.
Oh yeah, it stole the carbonite from them, and then Kara actually had Solo for a bit from Boba. She just took it from Boba. Yeah.
So that might be unique.
And then Boba has to get him back, and then that's when Return of the Jedi happens or whatever.
Ooh.
Seems this Crimson Dawn group's the overarching.
Yeah. Well, that's why I thought she was coming in this series, but apparently, I don't know. There's a rumor before we go. There's a rumor that they ran out of time or they fucked up something, and they were like doing reshoots for this. Now I don't know if I believe this, because doing reshoots literally the week of for this would be crazy. Like in the industry, like yeah, it's possible, but something happened, and that's why they took episodes of Mando from season 3 and pushed it into this.
I don't see how that's possible.
Wait, could you repeat that?
Because supposedly they already filmed Mando season 3.
It makes sense.
How?
It feels like it.
What do you mean how?
They filmed it early,
But
or they started doing these. I mean,
are they filming Mando season 3 and 4 at the same time?
They were, yeah.
Okay, then that never mind.
I can't believe. If that's the case, do you think did they release these because of what Boba Fett was doing?
There's a lot of stuff. Gritter was talking about it earlier. Yeah, see, filming began in October of 2021 for The Mandalorian. The third season of Mandalorian is in the works. Filming began in October of 2021.
They
So
also stopped production in January.
But they probably got at least 2 episodes out.
right, which is this episodes we probably saw.
Yeah, and that feels like it's right because episode 5 did feel like a Mandalorian episode to a brand new season, and 6 felt a bit rushed, but it still felt like like episode 2. It's like
So you're saying that they
that was-
completely changed Book of Boba Fett's ending?
no,
I'm saying they completely. I'm saying they completely changed Boba Fett in overall, and that's why it's like jarring of like how weird it was. Like they want the streaming service to be good, right? And
Yeah.
they launched Boba Fett. It wasn't getting the reception that it was, and they had to do a fucking 360, right? They had to figure out to get people to watch
What
the
do
fucking
people
show,
like?
right? What do they like? They like Grogu, they like Mando, right?
How
And
can we do it?
and they brought him forward. I think they pushed it forward. Now do I believe in it? I don't know, but I do believe they did cut pieces from Mando season 3 into this because it's just so strange how they
To
would
do 2
take
episodes
episode
before.
5 in the middle of a Boba Fett show and then all of a sudden throw that, because that was a huge plot point
Yeah.
for Mando.
He's not a Mandalorian anymore. Like, whoa,
Right.
wait.
Black Saber finds the people that makes the armor. Like, there's a whole bunch of shit going on there.
How to get redeemed. All
Well,
this feels like.
Those episodes must have replaced something.
I think we're not going to see it unless it's revealed to us what they cut.
No, I think they
Or-
just fucking cut Boba Fett. They're just like, no,
Keep on liking it.
yeah, they just get rid of it. It was probably more fucking Vespa scenes. You know what I mean?
Wait.
Oh,
Think
so
about
what,
it like
okay, so what you're saying is 5 and 6 was cut, but 7 was altered in such a way that it kept the plot of the original Boba Fett, but added on to
They added okay.
what they
Yeah, so what I'm saying is
filmed
5
in
and
season 3.
5 and 6 of Boba Fett were fucking shit, and they just trashed them. They took episodes that say
yep.
like 1 and 2 or 2 and 3 from Mando season 3 and put them in as episodes 5 and 6. Now, because we don't know and didn't see 5 and 6 original episodes, we don't know what the hell is happening. Something else could have been happening in the background, and they had to man and piece this shit together to make this. That's why the scene. This is why this whole thing seems
so
all like
weird.
when I tell you,
You know, that makes sense.
when
now.
I
That
tell
makes
you
sense.
the way it's being filmed and you see how bare the streets are with extras, and then at the end of this, okay, like the very ending of when they're walking down and people are bowing to him, like the whole thing is like
Why are you
completely
bowing?
feels different. Okay, like there's like hundreds of extras, but when you do reshoots,
that would
you
yep.
get in just a couple of people, and that's why the whole scene takes place on this intersection of one little town, right? It's a giant fucking sprawling city, and the whole fight takes place on a T stop.
It felt like a Power Rangers fight scene.
It felt very redone. Everyone get in here real quick, blah blah blah. You know, extras run down the street,
Yup.
CGI
Okay.
add stuff. It just seems a little off. Now, I'm talking out of my ass. Okay, I'm telling you that what I believe it is. None of it's like official or you know, there's no sources or anything like that. It just something seems fucking off about the episode.
That would also explain why Luke didn't show up, because they probably didn't have enough time to map the face to it.
Right,
Oh.
because Luke wasn't supposed to show up.
Yep.
Right, because the episode of Luke, like technically, we're not even supposed to see Grogu
Yeah,
until season 3.
Yeah,
but
They rushed it.
But now they rushed it because of the shit that they
Fan
filmed
reception.
was just garbage, and they had to fill in something.
You know, that actually makes sense.
It's so bad that it makes sense though. See, if Grogu didn't show up, I'd be like, it seems planned because it's like, okay, Mando shows up, they got him somehow, and then it's like, okay, now he's here for some reason. He just walks through the doors, and then everything else just takes place. If you removed, it's just
That would also explain why Fennec didn't show up. Maybe she was busy when they were filming the reshoots.
Here,
Or like,
look at the difference of this, right? Look how many extras and stuff are in this scene of just a spaceship landing. Okay, there's like 20 people, 30 people in this one shot.
ooh.
Okay, 20 to 30 people in this one shot. Okay, this is because on principal photography, this is how many people they had. They probably brought in a lot of people and whatnot. You look at this, okay, and when they walking down the city, look how many people. Look how alive that city looks right now. Okay, there's a good 20 people just in this one location over here. You got 10, 15 people over here. You got people way in the background over here. Okay, it looks like the city is somewhat alive and moving.
Yeah.
Now, hold on. Let me swap it in. Okay, let me see if I can find
caveat.
yeah, even this part right here, right? You see people on the left, you see people on the right. Yes, there was a battle going on and no one was in the streets. Okay, but when you look at this, there's nobody on the goddamn streets and they're all hiding. Like, look, there's nobody. They're all hiding behind. There's like 5 bad guys in the street, right? Just 2 guys in the thing. There's nobody. No B-roll, no extras on the street. It's just 4 visual, like CGI Vespas coming down the street. Okay, it looks terrible because they all reshoots. These are all thrown in after the fact.
Hey, I feel
That would also explain why all of Freetown showed up in the one vehicle.
In the one vehicle, yeah.
yeah, because you couldn't hide. Yeah, they couldn't get enough bikes or something.
Well, not even that. They didn't have a big enough set to have different angles.
They only could build the set that they had. They only had the set that they had, and then they had to put everyone behind it because they're like, all right, we're shooting this real fast, blah, blah, blah. They have no other extras. There's no other extras. It's just the people in the shot, which is everyone behind the fucking vehicle and the pikes that they're shooting at.
Yep.
And they only have this one T-stop section of the studio. It's just fucking weird.
Oh, I didn't know. Oh, they released news about Obi-Wan. It's releasing on
May 25th. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was May the 4th be with you.
No.
Oh, I thought that was
I
the Star
thought-
Wars. Oh, the New Hope anniversary. Okay.
I thought it was going to be May.
Sean
4th.
says, my worry is that what they cut in Boba will show up in Mando Season 3 to replace what they put in Boba.
Ooh,
No,
crap.
because now they have time between now and then to film something, and they could push something up. They could even throw in an episode of like an Ahsoka or Star or Luke or whatever to advertise for the other thing. So now just think about it this way, Sean. Let's just say episode 1 was what we got for Mando, like what we saw episode 5 was episode 1, and then episode 6 was episode 2. Now episode 3 is now episode 1. You see what I'm saying?
Another thing is that would explain why it was pretty weird that we didn't see the interaction between Din Djarin and Bo-Katan.
Right. They could easily make stuff. And again, this is my film background talking on top of what I saw tonight. When I looked at the show, I was like, it looks like Robert Rodriguez filmed this in his backyard this weekend with the cast of members, and then they shot what they were and then put it in the fucking thing. That's what it looks like to me, because it's a completely different. They probably had this whole elaborate thing happening, and they had to change it because of whatever reason.
Good.
Yeah, because of whatever reason.
It was like, it's like, how's Boba Fett's doing? It's doing awful, guys.
This is like a hodgepodge of last second.
That would also explain why it seemed like Cad Bane was only brought in for 2 episodes just to kill him off.
Yeah.
It
They could have brought
explains
him out
everything.
earlier.
Yeah, because if you look at the scene, Cad Bane comes in. There's literally 2 people in the shot. There's the deputy, Cobb Vanth, and him. Okay, and if I recall, technically he doesn't even have to be there on set at the exact same time. They could have spliced him in with something else. Okay, but I do believe that Cobb Vanth and him, they probably brought him in. There's no extras. There's no nothing. There's the bartender and whatever else. Okay, 5 guys on the set. Very bare minimum, easy to film. One light setup type of thing. Okay, and then the next time you see Cad, he's talking. You know, where do we see him? I think we only see him in the desert at that moment, right? And then we see him here. Right, very close up. Again, standalone-ish in the thing. Have him in the room with the guys. It's one little set. It's not very big. Easy to do. You can pop those out in real fast. So I don't know. That's just the look I took on it, because it feels weird. It feels jarring. The way this episode was.
It makes sense.
This whole series.
But that's just my theory, which is a Star Wars theory. Yeah. All right. Appreciate you guys calling in.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. So next week, I might do like Star Wars news, or I might just play video games since Lost Ark's out and stuff like that, and leading up to Moon Knight. So appreciate you guys calling in. Catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.
All right, chat. I appreciate everyone hanging out with us and bullshitting. I know this is a small knit community here. There's 11 of you, 12 of you that come in and watch and listen to this, and I do appreciate you very much. We'll be back tomorrow morning for more Lost Ark, and then tomorrow night, Generation X Gaming, back over on 30 and Still Gaming at 8 p.m. Eastern. Appreciate it very much. You guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.